I thought that was for
Hello.
logo for a moment.
Good way to open it. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Newly Forged. Whoops. There we go. Hi,
Start
everyone.
again.
Haha. Now, welcome to Newly Forged. I am Jared, your humble dungeon master here. Mike will be along in a few moments. You know, commutes are a thing that happen. But welcome to this wonderful 40-second episode, getting close to that 50 benchmark on on the auspicious day of 6/9. Nice. It's going to be our nice stream today. Okay.
Is it?
Well,
Is it?
as much as they ever are.
Or are we all gonna die?
Most likely.
I will guarantee nothing.
It's got
at
to be
all.
from an incubus or a succubus.
And what more could you want, really,
That would
right?
be thematic.
At the same time.
You know, technically in D&D, they're the same creature. They use the same exact stat block. And they can
What?
present themselves as either gender. So, you know.
Oh.
So I believe canonically they're just one gender or the other. Like,
They were
do this
different
wrong
things
now.
in, like, real world stuff. But in D&D, they're shape changers, so they can appear however they want.
I feel like, canonically, like the incubus is always male and the succubus is always female, or vice versa, and I don't remember which.
Yeah, incubi
That's-
are male presenting and succubi are female presenting. This is a great topic for Pride Month, so I love that we brought this
Vice
up.
versa.
That's great.
Word of the
Definitely
day,
vice versa.
canonically.
No, incubus is definitely male because the band is named Incubus, and succubi are definitely female presenting.
Well, no, I know that that's the way it is, but I always think of succubi as, they like take the energy away from you. And sorry, guys.
I dig
I
it.
mean,
I
that
mean,
is how
that's-
that is what they do.
I love it.
Men are draining.
That's very true.
I love them. Roll bad.
I
but
I am
damn.
attracted to men. I don't like them.
Yeah, I understand.
That's fair.
I sometimes feel the same way about women.
Big shout out to Zekril, who resubscribed.
E.
So thanks, Zekril, for doing that. Much appreciated, buddy. And yeah, Zekril and I've got it, our two lead subscribers.
Woohoo!
They need a prize. What is their prize?
Their prize is the wonderful emotes we have available if you are a
I was gonna say
subscriber.
fancy emote.
Ooh, emotes.
Yeah,
And
including
looking at our faces. So.
including our pride emote, which you can see on either side of my face on the screen right now. So
We
huzzah.
can't. Maybe other people can.
Well, the viewers can, and that's who's important here.
You've got a half a pride on one side of your face.
It's true. Actually, from my perspective, you have one on either side of your face, because Tanner is to one side of you and this egg behind me is on the other side. And it's not
Got
quite a
it.
full rainbow, but it's close.
It's a prideful egg. It's
It
getting there.
counts. It counts. All right, cool. Well, let's
Hello, it's Simon.
go around, do some introductions, and tell us who you are, who you're playing, and I would like to know what your character would do if they could redo one thing in the last 24 hours. What would be the one thing they would choose to redo? And we're going to start up in the
As my
opposing
character?
corner. Yeah, your character.
Okay.
Up in the opposing corner from normal, we'll start with Matt.
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm playing Spoot. I don't know what's going on. So I don't know what choice I would change. Perhaps, is this like a choice we would make differently with our existing knowledge?
Yeah, knowing what you know.
Oh, okay. Well, then probably not allowing Greg to poke any of those training objects.
Aha, gotcha.
We'll rewrite all of our mistakes starting there.
Well,
There you
hey, here we go. We have a defect. Let's get him on screen.
Yay.
There he is.
Yay!
Hey, everybody.
Hey, how
hey,
are
girl,
you?
hey.
We were just about to start introducing ourselves.
I
With
mean, Matt did it.
yeah, with
I
the
don't
usual character name. And
Right.
the one thing your character would redo in the last 24 hours, we were about to hear what Spoot would redo.
All right. Let's hear it, Spoot.
Oh, okay. Not. I feel like I'm calling Greg out at this point, but I think Spoot would try to dissuade Greg from touching those training objects and hopefully keep us safe.
Very cool. Fair enough. And let's hop down to Tanner.
Hi, I'm Tanner. I'm playing Adis, the Human Ranger. I would not go into that slime room. Would stop anybody from going in that slime room. That was bad. Bad choices.
Hey, they can't all be winners. Moving next over to Sarah.
Hey, I'm Sarah, and I'm playing Olive, who's a half-orc druid. And I think Olive might have done her homework a little bit better and chosen a familiar that maybe could see in the dark before she tried to send a familiar to scout underground.
I mean, you would think, because real cats can see in the dark, you would think
Cats are
D&D
not
cats
real,
can
right?
see in the dark.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't have that particular ability, but
I don't know,
Well, it's because snakes are.
if snakes can see in nothing, I suppose cats can see in light.
But cats can't see in the dark.
I know.
And Olive didn't do her homework and wishes she thought of that before she called
I mean,
that familiar.
there's a different species of cats that gets full-on true sight plus dark vision. So, it's just fucked.
That is true, but those are special rare cats.
Yeah, but still a cat.
Pardon me. Next up, we have Amber.
That's me. I'm Amber. I'm notorious for eating during the stream. Sorry, guys. I play
What are
Greg.
you not sharing?
It's just some rice and beans. I was
Oh.
feeling uninspired and I had a little leftovers. I chose shower over dinner. I play Greg, the Goblin Artificer. And the thing that Greg would probably redo is letting Defect go into that room with all that ooze. We should have just left right away. I don't know why I let him try to fight that thing. He's so strong, but damn, ooze is not. No, axes and ooze. Mm-mm.
Axes and ooze.
That should be the name of the episode now.
I love it.
That's great.
That is good. Wish I'd thought of that. Next up, we have the incomparable Mike.
That's me. I'm Mike, and I play Defect, Forged Barbarian. And if he could go back in time and change anything, it would be to hit the slime/ooze harder. That's the way Defect rolls. He just wants to hit it harder next time.
Not dodge any of the slimes or oozes, just hit them harder.
Just hit them harder. That's it.
Crit
That's
more.
what I can do in the
Hit
last
harder.
20 hours.
Cool. I'll be right back. I'm apparently bleeding, so I'm gonna go grab a paper towel.
Oof.
That's Sarah. She would like to go back the past 24 hours and take away all of Jared's natural 20s.
Yeah,
'Cause
that was
was
insane.
just
I like that
Not-
one. There were a lot of
not
those.
okay.
There were a lot. I did not control them. But the good news is it's time to figure out what you're going to do as we dive into this week's episode of Nuuli Forged. Woo! Last time on Nuuli Forged, our heroes ventured down into the inverted tower, battling through animated training dummies, flying books, until they reached a laboratory level. There, they found multiple dead bodies that had been slashed and strange tables with rotted restraints. Entering a specimen containment room, Defect gave the all clear, but that is when a pool of liquid on the ground by another body rose up and attacked, a blood ooze. As the others entered, 3 large glass containers began to shake, resulting in 3 additional oozes eventually bursting out of their containment. The party quickly learned that these oozes had the ability to split and become smaller versions of themselves that still packed the same punch. The party chose to flee, perhaps wisely, and began running down the next set of stairs, but not before Defect fell from the pursuing mini oozes. Brought back up by his allies, the party defeated the mini oozes, closed the 2 doors behind them with the hope that they would dissuade other oozes from following, and fled down the stairs to the landing of the next level of the inverted tower. which is where we find ourselves now. So, here you all are, panting, covered in blood, some of it your own, some of it that of these ooze creatures, who's to say? And you are here on a slightly rubble-strewn floor. The five of you. I think you may have left the crystal lantern behind, but I'm not sure. You can double check that. But you are all here. And yeah. None of you are very high in the hit point range, I believe.
No,
No.
not at all.
I kind of want you to roll 100 d20s just to get it out of your system right now.
Why don't I would just like to know, as you're all breathing here, what are your current hit point values?
Do you want actual numbers or just how we feel?
What I just want to make sure that I have the right numbers for everybody. Why don't we start with defect?
I don't know why it's showing 84, but it's not 84. I think it's just 8.
Okay.
No, 84 is right. 84 is right. This is good.
I wish.
I will double check exactly what you
I think it's
had.
8.
I mean, we also just took psychic damage from Matt's joke.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Well,
I genuinely thought that's what Jared said at first. And then I was like, oh, he wasn't joking. I will do it.
Regardless, someone's going unconscious.
Actually,
I believe defect. You should have. Let's see. I'm unsure. Yeah, I think it's below 10 is what you should have. So
I think it's a 6 because I saw the healing word.
that was for Grig. So I believe Grig has 8. Olive has 22. Adis, you have 13, and Spoot has 37. Actually, I think defect you should have 11 hit points.
11.
Yes, you should have 11. Great, cool.
Awesome.
So, do those numbers line up with everybody?
That's
Yep.
what I have.
All right, perfect. So, as you take a moment to breathe and recover, there is another door that you could close behind you in an event to keep the oozes thinking you're not there, but that's up to
All
you.
the doors.
Close
all
more
the
doors.
All right,
Also,
cool.
do you want to talk about the fact that we fled further in? And we're
That's
going to have to
fine.
go back that way.
I can get us out.
We have the portal.
Yeah. I
Get
left
us
the vial
back
of blood
to-
at the library just to like zap us back.
Back to the desk, yeah.
Okay, good.
That is true. You will miss out
Hmm.
on anything else that might be here, but yeah.
Oh no, all those other rooms we didn't go to. Goodies. Treasure?
Who
Well, I
knows?
mean, it also just kind of depends on our condition. Like if we can't, if
mean,
there's
Right.
like no way to get
I've
back
slept
up,
in worse
no way to
places.
rest. Right.
That's great.
It also depends if we're being chased by something.
Fair enough.
Fair. Also, can we talk about the fact that oozes don't cause slashing damage, and those people we saw up there were definitely slashed to death?
Yes, there's something else down here,
Mhm.
or it could have left the ruins. We don't know yet.
Speaking of down here, you see that all these walls are featureless around you, and it is totally dark. So you all
Can we get some light?
you all currently have dark vision. So you can see as though it were dim. It's all in grayscale. But these ceilings are 15 feet tall, and there is nothing close around except right next to where you're standing, there's a hallway and a door.
No, absolutely not.
Adis,
Just hang on.
No more
Wait a minute.
doors.
Adis, you can see that there is a sign above it, but you can't tell what the reading is unless there's a light source. Or you
We
can't
have
tell
one.
what the writing is.
Oh yeah, we have
You
the
can
lantern,
open up
right?
the hood. We've got the little.
Do we still have the lantern?
Yeah.
It's
Greg
not
has
a
it in
light
her ma-
torch.
Greg has it in the magic bag.
Okay, so you still have the
I don't think we ditched it.
The one lantern. Great, cool. No problem.
The light lantern.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no problem. Great. So, yeah, you can see as soon as the light kind of shines up there, Adis, you can read it. It's in Old Common, and it says dead samples.
I don't think we want to deal with any more dead things.
Wait, you can read that?
No. Sorry.
She
What does
can
it
read
say,
thoughts.
Right?
Yes, you all have
Yeah, my
noticed
head.
that Adis has been able to read pretty much everything in this like Old Common language.
Ace just looks at the door. I don't think we should go in there. I mean, I personally would like to sit down for a few minutes.
Yes, I would like to. Brett.
Okay. It does seem like everybody's dead, so. Yeah, I guess there's no rush.
Should we?
How many bodies have we seen of, and how many people were we looking? We're looking for 7 people?
Looking for 7, we've seen 6 bodies.
Were some of the bodies like much older, or were they right in that room? I thought.
So, just to recount, you saw 2 bodies upstairs with
In the training dummies.
that had
The
been
training
bludgeoned to death. Yes.
And we
Yep.
had 4 in the laboratory.
Yes.
That were
2 were
slashed
fresh,
by
and 2
unknown.
were old. I thought.
They were all pretty much the same in terms of
Okay.
state of decay, you had determined. But they had
2 of them were like wildly slashed, and then the other 2 were more methodical.
correct.
Right.
And
We don't know what kills them.
and Defect did find a body that seemed to have been like drained of fluids
one was
and
old, right?
spilled out. You never got a good enough look at it, but he found another body. Whether it predates the archaeological team, you are unsure because you did not
And
get
we're
a chance
not
to
going
look at
back
it.
to check.
That's up to you.
Not for a minute. Yeah.
So
I mean,
that's
it seems
7.
like everybody's dead, so we might as well chill out for a minute.
Everyone's dead and we're not.
Everyone's dead. Let's take a.
So you are going to
All right.
attempt a short rest? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, yes.
Ada, should we set an alarm on that hallway, as it doesn't have a door on it?
I don't remember that spell.
Hang on. Did I? Let me see. Let's see. How does it?
Because it was
No,
never
I don't really remember it either.
never useful. Never worked.
Oh darn!
Is the cat still following us?
I mean, I see everything,
I
so
mean,
it's fine.
the cat would either be following you like very close to the light, or you could have dismissed it. I will let you make that call now.
I think the cat would still be with us. If we leave the lantern open.
Cool. I would like you to roll a luck check for me to see if the cat survived the oozes
Use? Sure.
on a
What
on.
do you...
So I just want you to roll the d20, and you
Okay.
want an 11 or above.
Sure.
Nat-
Cat's fucking alive.
Natural 20. That cat is with you.
And now you have 2 cats.
Cat's feeling fucking awesome.
Yeah, the
The
cat's.
second cat just appears and you're just like, huh!
Where did
Yeah,
that
it
come
feels great.
from? Nobody knows.
If we just leave the lantern up, the cat can keep watch.
I mean, we're not sleeping, we're just chilling.
Yeah.
For short rests. And
We can make the cat sit by the door.
I mean, I can just 25 passive perception the whole
Meow,
time,
meow, meow.
Sleep with your eyes open.
basically.
Well, a short rest is just an hour. You can attempt to do that.
I would
Yeah.
like to attempt.
The
I think
DM
that's
looks
a good thing to do.
the DM looks way too excited for us to attempt to do this, but Let's do
No,
it.
it's totally legit.
I don't think
I
we
would
have
like to try.
much options.
I'm fine. I don't know what y'all were doing back there.
Very good.
Flashing oozes.
All right.
Come here, spoot.
So you all hunker down, and begin
nice
taking
rolls.
a short rest. About half an hour into your short rest, you start to hear something. Tink. Tink.
Where is it coming
Tink.
from?
It's echoing down around the hallway that you currently find yourselves at. Now, the little hallway kind of goes up and then turns a corner, and you haven't investigated beyond that.
Wait, the
You say-
hallway with the samples, or is this a different direction?
Well, let me show you on a map so
Yeah.
you can see what I'm talking about.
It's like, fuck, is this shit coming down the stairs, or what's
Is a
happening?
half hour long enough for any hit dice roll to apply?
It is not. But
Defect.
Not
Damn.
even gonna roll.
Wait, you're saying none of my hit die are counted?
your rest was interrupted, so no.
I mean, keep those rolls in your back pocket?
I didn't tell you.
Good.
I didn't tell you completed a long rest. I didn't tell you to roll hit dice.
Right, but are we actually doing something with this noise, or are we just like
La
listening
la
to
la
it?
la la.
That is up to you, but I am telling you that what you are hearing coming around this corner.
Maybe we can kindly ask it to give us 30 minutes.
You hear tink, tink.
Does it sound like it's getting closer?
No, it actually sounds pretty muffled. Go ahead, give me a perception check. Everybody can do it.
I would like the cat to go around the corner, and I'm going to see through the cat's eyes.
Cool.
Cat
The,
that can't
see
see
you.
in the
the
darkness.
cat goes around the corner, can't see a damn thing. There is no light.
If you'd like, I could cast light on the cat.
That would be weird.
It would be kind of weird, but kind of cool.
Can you cast it on a living creature?
I don't know, actually. I just said
I
that.
think it's an
Let me check.
object.
Well, it's an object, yeah.
Maybe
Is
the
it
cat
familiar?
has a collar?
Yeah. Tie a ribbon to the cat's tail.
Wow, Defect, you beat me in perception. How does that feel?
Feels good.
Wow, nice.
I-
Cool.
I really
What am I getting? I'm carrying
So-
a tough fur that we could set on.
Yeah.
We could set light.
So, Defect and Adis, you can tell that this tinking isn't getting any closer, nor is it getting any farther, but it's echoing, and even through the echo, you can tell that it sounds a little muffled, as though there may be something in the way of the source of it that you don't know.
Like perhaps another door that we don't want to open.
Is it rhythmic, or is it like in an odd pattern of, whatever it is?
Sometimes it is like it sounds like ting, ting, and then it'll stop for a few moments, and then ting, 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 ting,
Okay.
and with those perceptions, since you both got above a 20, it sounds as if something is hitting metal.
Someone's in prison down here. It doesn't sound like it's getting any closer, and it sounds like it's behind something, so I think we're safe to just keep sitting here, if we want to.
Yes,
Just keep,
I concur.
I just, would like to keep listening intently on it.
Okay.
Not enough to mess with my short rest, but enough.
All right. So you start listening to it. After probably 20 minutes, it stops. And you don't hear it anymore.
This is fine.
So, an hour passes and you have completed a short rest.
Yay!
I am so deeply concerned about whatever it is we just missed.
Yeah, it's like both FOMO, but I also feared for my life.
Yes.
Well, you can apply your various hit die now. So, good job. Wonderful.
I'm at 13. Gross.
So, Olive, as you are kind of standing next to the door on the map, and you've spent a bit of time there, like the air kind of coming out from underneath the door feels cold to you.
Cool.
And this is
This is the
the
door
this
that
is the
said-
door here that says dead samples.
I didn't say what it said.
Right. You know what it
Okay.
says, Adis, but I'm just telling the players to differentiate it from any other door.
This door says dead samples. After those oozes, I would not like to go in there because I
It's
don't know.
cold in
This-
there.
Yes, and we've also fought frozen creatures before that I've pulled through a portal.
I
Hey,
am not
Morgan.
disagreeing with you about opening the door. I'm just pointing out that it's cold in there.
Yeah, I am very hesitant with this place after those oozes, personally.
I mean, we could like strategize, maybe make some choices, open the door, look around, know that if we like, I don't know, like plan something. Could be a good idea. Usually we just like do stuff. I know I do that, but like so far that hasn't worked out so good.
Can I
If there's, like,
perceptify
evil
the
stuff.
door
Yeah,
and
go ahead.
listen?
Perceptify?
Yeah, go ahead.
Perceptify. Perceptification.
Yeah, I dig it. Do it. Cool. Yeah, so with a 26, you listen to that door, you look kind of at it. It is a door, there is no noise beyond it.
Knock on the door. See if I hear anything try to come towards it.
You give it a little knock knock. Nothing.
Who wants to open it? I don't hear anything.
Well, that's good since it's supposed to be full of dead things.
Would we be better suited?
I
Perhaps.
sensed a lot of undead down here, so
I
You
really
did.
want to know what they were doing though.
Well, to clarify, your ability doesn't tell you how many of a thing. It just tells you there's something.
okay. I sensed undead down here, so dead samples possibly, and I don't know. Frozen zombies.
But samples of what? What were they trying to make? Because it looked like they were trying to make something.
Well, the upstairs sample room was full of blood oozes.
Well, they said in those notes that they found a way to maybe stop the breaking or stop
Hey.
the spell storms.
Right. So what if we could find that, and that would be good. Maybe the dead samples tell us something about what they were doing, and then we could figure it out from there.
Well, I opened the door to the oozes. I don't want to open this door. Someone else wants to open this door. That's cool.
I'll open it.
Of course you will.
Of course.
All right.
But defect, if we say run, we have to run, okay?
Run where? Upstairs to the oozes? Further down the hallway with the noise.
Well, maybe we should explore
noise.
this hallway so we know if it's a viable escape option before we open the door and run.
All right, I'm going to peek around the corner.
Okay, Olive, peeking around the corner,
I see shit.
you see the hallway continues. There's some rubble in the corner, and then it turns back around.
Peeking around another corner.
Moving on up, you see a door. There appears to be a sign above it, but without light, you can't read whatever's written on it.
Cool, I'm going back. There's another door around the corner, guys. It's got a sign, but I can't see it from where I was.
Another door.
Another door.
Shocked.
What if it was two doors that lead to the same room? Go read it.
Again?
You can read things, right?
It would
You've
have
been
to be a
reading everything.
strange. It would have to be a strangely shaped room. The door is going the other way.
Oh.
I mean, if you want me to run down there, I can read it super quick.
Yeah,
Take
here,
the light
go
with
read
you.
it.
I'll take the lantern and go read it.
All right, you hop around those two corners, putting the light up to it. You can see that it says active samples.
I come back to the group. We don't want to go in that room.
So our choice is, why don't we want to go in that room?
What's wrong with that one?
Dead samples and active samples.
They're both in that room?
No, this is dead samples, that's active samples.
Oh. Well, but what if we do want the active samples? Because what if that fixes the spell storms?
Yeah, but oozes? Do we want
What if
more of
that's
that
what
kind
was
of thing?
knocking? What if it's something smart? That's either a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah. I'm just very concerned down here. Can we just open this door and get it over with? I can't take this anxiety.
All right.
Okay.
Alright.
The door. The
If we
door's on
open
my
the-
neck.
Yeah. So defect, you step up and you open the door.
Who
Easy
has the
peasy.
lantern?
Me.
Where are you? I can't see. Corner. There you are.
I don't know, where am I? Map. There we go.
So-
Can we
so-
send the cat in?
Wait, so is this the door that we're opening?
No, that's the door to the stairs.
Is D?
This,
this is the door.
is the door to the stairs.
Uh-huh.
This is the
Right.
door that says dead samples on it.
Alright, I would be standing behind Defect, kind of like shining the light over his shoulders.
All right, cool. Great. I dig it. So in that case, Defect, you open the door, and you see inside an empty room that is glowing slightly on the floor, a ring of symbols carved into it. Seems to be glowing a dull blue. And you can see shelves and boxes and a couple of like marble slabs on the far side.
I don't think anyone should step on that.
Anything good?
You're just
I
looking.
imagine
You're just
you
looking
have-
through the door right now. You'd have to go in and investigate things.
like all these heads just pop out around me to see what's inside the room.
Very like Scooby Doo, like ting 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 ting.
Right, yeah. So Deepak will say, "It looks safe, but I've been wrong before."
I love it.
Oh, gee, Scoob.
Yoinks!
I don't think anyone should step on that.
I step inside.
I want to
Okay.
look at the magical rings.
All right, you hop inside and look at the magical rings. You got to get right next to him to look at them. But go ahead, give me an Arcana check.
Weirdly, not a thing I'm good at, but I rolled well.
Oh.
Nice, a 21. Cool. Yeah, with a 21, you are confident. And by the way, once you open that door, blast of cold air. And it is freezing cold in this room. And Greg, with that Arcana check, you know that these runes are generating the cold somehow. They're probably pulling it from another plane of existence. But it's essentially a big old icebox, freezer. And you have a feeling if you spent more than like 5 minutes in here, you'd probably start having a bit of a problem.
Anyone have any produce they want to keep fresh?
Hold on, and I start digging through my bag. Wait, maybe this might keep good berries fresh.
That would be silly. So I guess there's not really much in here. Just look around the shelves, whatever is in plain sight. Is that actually a chest?
Well, if you want to just do a scan of the room, you can make a perception check. If you want to look and go through things, that's an investigation check.
Yeah, I'm still on the deciding if I want to dig.
Nope, I don't see
I'll
shit.
perceive.
Yeah, Adis, you like just do a cursory like glance, kind of shuffle a few things. Nothing. And you notice that standing right on these runes, it's very cold. Like colder than the surrounding area.
I was sweating earlier, but now, I'm just gonna hop over here.
Let's just
Up
make sure
against
that
the
door
case.
stays open, I guess. Yeah, because we don't want to get stuck in here. That would be bad.
What am I standing on?
There's like a bunch of broken boxes and crates. Most of it has rotted away due to probably age.
But this thing in the corner is not rotted.
It appears to be some sort of a storage vessel. You could open it.
I will open it.
All right. You open it up, and inside you see a bunch of very delicate tools and glass beakers and jars that are all empty.
You said Greg's favorite word.
Yoink.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Essentially, they're like scalpels and that kind of thing. And like
Yeah.
I
full
take
size.
out a
Want.
handful of jars.
Wait,
and-
Spoot
and
has
hand-
medical supplies now. Scalpels.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a handful of jars and hand them to Greg for future
In fact,
potions.
Spoot, why don't you make a medicine check for me real quick?
Wait, yeah, beakers, jars, vials. Like, we can do a lot of crap with that.
Natural 20. Nice. Yeah, Spoot, you immediately recognize that these are essentially surgical tools.
These are useless. Put them back. Just kidding. Just kidding. Yes, we will say. I imagine I could probably find some use for these if I can hold on to them. These are well kept. It looks.
Yeah. I'll take
They
I'll
are-
take some of each.
They are cold to the touch. There's essentially one set of very delicate surgical tools in there.
Cool.
Okay, very delicate in craftsmanship, or very delicate because they are like sharp things.
They are very, very sharp and very, very finely made and have very, very, very small blades. Like they are made to do like really tiny cuts and that sort of thing to like operate. So
Should probably keep those in the bag of holding so they don't get jostled around.
Yeah, are they already in a container? Was that what I heard when Olive pulled them?
yeah, they're in like a leather roll, like a roll up case kind of deal.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I think we should put those in a safe spot, which is probably
it.
not on my shelf.
How many beakers? How many jars? How many vials? Are there stoppers?
There's about 7 jars,
Got it.
mid-sized jars. They have lids,
Greg will take it.
but they're just like gravity lids, so they just like sit on them. They don't like twist on, and they don't like cork.
Okay.
I mean, technically that'd be fine in a bag of holding, though, right? Wouldn't spill. I think so.
Eh.
Only
I
one
don't
way to
know.
find out.
For science.
I'll look at these marble slabs since I'm already in here poking shit.
All right, make an investigation check.
Is this a thing? There it is. Yep, they're cold.
They are very cold and made of marble for some reason.
And are they people sized?
Like you can probably lay on one, yeah.
Hey, guys, if they were dead things and they were keeping cold, where are they now?
I don't know.
told
Maybe they
you
took
I
them all.
sensed undead.
But maybe they took them all.
Or they walk away.
Took
Is
them
this-
all where?
I don't know. Or got rid of them all. It seemed
Or
like
they-
there was time for people to leave here. Because like
they
they're
took
ruins,
them
but
to
there are a
active
bunch of dead
samples.
bodies.
Well, this
You know what I
village
mean?
was also if I recall correctly, above ground. To
Right?
the last of my knowledge.
But we haven't found like lots and lots of skeletons and stuff. It's like somebody left.
I mean, that or what happened to them is similar to what happened to me and
They
Kaylin
disappeared,
and Relgan. I don't know. We don't know.
but they're not here.
Right.
So
Which
maybe that
means
happened
Right.
to whatever was on the slabs.
or powerful magic sent them to another plane. But I
Whoa.
imagine they might be able to get back. Hopefully. Or is there anything on these shelves? Like any dead samples? Or
No, there's nothing really on the shelves. Anything that was there there is a lot of like broken stuff, like you can see shards of glass and pottery. So and
Is there
there's
anything with,
been
like,
debris all over the
handwriting?
place.
is there anything with writing on it? Or like are these tables or are these like coffins?
So they're just like slabs that stick out from the wall. They have like
Oh, okay.
they have like legs under them, but I wouldn't call
So,
them tables necessarily.
Okay. Well, can we get
Well,
out of here? It's
see-
getting really cold.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
this is all we're
Yeah.
gonna learn.
you are all starting to get cold. You get the feeling if you stay in here much longer, like you'll get frostbite.
I can't feel my nose.
Me neither. Oh wait, I don't have one.
Oh gosh.
Voldemort, is that you?
Okay, so you all
Or
exit the room.
Voldemort.
Do you leave the door open or do you close it?
Good
Close it.
close.
Close it.
All right, so you all get out of the room.
When evacuating, close all doors behind you.
That would also be in a very expensive AC bill for someone if we left it open.
Or
You're cool on the outside.
Yeah.
my dad, stop cooling the neighborhood. Voldemort, I hate you.
Yes.
Is that
Spook,
when Spook becomes a death cleric?
Great.
Yes.
just wait.
So, what are you going to do?
Well, Spook, I think, was first to leave because he probably is the least happy about the cold. So I will go to the end of this turn.
So the choices are active specimens
Yep.
or back to the oozes.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's just the door.
Do it.
Do we want
Let's
to?
do it. We'll be ready. I
open?
feel good. I'm feeling
Okay.
good. Hang on. Let's all get there.
Okay. We know where to run.
Yeah, back to the uses. It'll be great. But we know what to do now. I could actually just throw a whole giant bunch of alchemist fire in there. That should take care of them. We just can't all be in the same place together.
Hopefully the room's not wood. I don't know. Hopefully there's not too much flammable things in
As
there
long
or
as we're
more
not
explosives.
in
And
the
it's
room,
mostly
we can
stone
just
down here.
do it.
I don't know,
Fine.
more explosives? They did a lot of experiments.
Yeah, but it's mostly like body stuff. It's fine.
Okay.
Their
So,
experiments were stuffing explosives into bodies.
Well, we would find that out the hard way.
Cat. I forgot to take the cat with me. There he is.
cool.
Oh, well.
I punt the cat towards Olive.
Don't kick the cat.
So, you shuffle down this hallway and you find yourselves at this door labeled active samples. Defect, you're opening the door?
Yeah, I'll look back at the group. Ready?
I pass the lantern towards the front of the party since I am at the rear.
I
That's
will
So
hold
there's
it.
light.
I will hold it.
My firebolt is ready. Anything jumps out.
Cool. You should actually be able to move the lantern token. It's currently on top of Grig. So if you pass it over, you should be able to grab it.
Can cast light on the lantern.
The lantern already has light on it.
It does.
I'm just teasing.
That's how it's like.
Cool. So you open this door, Defect, and you see a large room in front of you, with the light from the lantern giving you a little bit of light into the room. You can see 3 carved circles of runes on the floor that have a big crack and it looks like they've been beaten and destroyed or broken or something.
Very good sign.
And you see a cot in a corner, a few large, musty old pillows, and on kind of a makeshift throne across the circle from you, you see an individual, pale skin, and there seems to be a little sparkle in his eye, or his eyes look bright as he turns towards you and says, "Well, I was waiting for when you would come around. You all were outside my room for a good hour. I figured a little hint. I'm not used to people coming in from such a place and not coming right up to the front door instead of lingering on the porch, but that is the way of things, I do suppose. Please, come on in, everybody. Please come in."
Nope.
I'll just send the cat in.
Insight check.
Oh, I apparently grabbed the lantern instead of the cat. Sorry.
I was just about to ask. If I could do that as well.
Well, I do see you have a little pet with you. Hello, kitty. It has been a long time since I have seen a feline, let me tell you.
What can I see through the cat's eyes? Other
Oh.
than this dude.
Nothing.
His shins.
We're Sarah, we are in pitch black darkness, like 24/7.
Yeah.
He's standing in the doorway with a lantern,
Yeah, so he can see to the edge of that light, which isn't that far.
which is nothing.
Defect is drawn to the man's accent, so he will step forward. Oops. Into the room.
Yeah, you can see
Oh,
he's
I
got
like him.
he's got long hair. As the light comes in, you can see his pallor is like ice blue, like a pale white blue. And he's wearing. It looks like the clothes that he's wearing are not much of a good fit, but they seem to be pretty contemporary.
Do you not like?
Can
I do say, everyone, please come on in, come on in. I have no dire intentions. I said maybe some information.
can we insight check that?
Circle around the room.
All the things.
Yeah, you can insight. Yeah, he's just sitting on this like makeshift throne that he's got.
Like the throne of
Not
pillows?
a throne.
No,
A
he's
throne.
he's got
throne of
he's,
musty pillows.
he's got a little throne that he's kind of cobbled together.
There it is.
Okay. I want to see this room.
Well, come on in.
I
Excuse
don't-
me, pardon me. Out of my way.
I'm just saying that. Can the cat go up and sniff him?
You can try.
The cat has advantage on wisdom checks relying on smell.
Yeah, I mean it can sniff him. He actually reaches down and like goes to pet the cat. Like, hello there, kitty. It has been so long. So Spoot, what are you inciting exactly? With
What
a
does he
21?
smell like?
He doesn't smell very good. Like he's like, meh. Actually, the cat might be into it. Actually,
Does he smell like dead things?
kinda, yeah.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
So Spoot,
Cat says he smells dead.
what are you trying to get insight on?
His odor, obviously, but the cat's doing that for me. He said he had no dire intentions.
As best as you can tell, it seems he doesn't really want to hurt you.
Why he's phrasing that gives me concern.
Well,
How long have you been down here?
The clothes bug me.
Well, now, I must admit, that is quite a story. You see, I'm actually over 1,000 years old at this point, I believe. If notes that I have recently recovered are to be truly believed. You see, I was but a simple guard back in my day. And, well, I was walking with my troop, and, well, one of them arcane storms done come up, and we got wiped out.
It done come up.
It done come up.
Jesus.
Next thing you know, I'm waking up.
Back to Alabama.
Next thing you know, I'm waking up on a table. I've got all these straps over me. There's these strange folk up above me, poking me, prodding me with all kinds of painful instruments and such, taking notes, talking about an implantation and whatnot. And then the whole ground started shaking and people started shouting. And everybody ran out. And then everything started crashing around. Parts of the room started crumbling. And I couldn't do nothing about it. I was strapped to that table.
That-
you
Sounds unfortunate.
And I stayed on that table for a long, long time. Withered away to nothing. Totally lost my bearing on the world. And knew nothing but sort of a pseudo-oblivion, you might say.
Until some recent people, I assume, untethered you, thinking you were deceased.
Unfortunately, no. That is not the result of it. See, unbeknownst to me, those people who did that to me all those years ago, they stole bits and pieces of some other creature in order to return me to some semblance of life that I am now accosted with. And I believe those other folk released that other creature not knowing what they released. And that creature used... I don't mean to be indelicate about this, but that creature used their bits of their fluids to revive me, which is an unpleasant scenario, let me assure you.
Gross.
Indeed, very much so. I have never been so disgusted in my life. Though I must admit my body did return to normal after a fashion. And said creature also broke my straps that were retaining me, or perhaps I was able to bust out of them given that they had decayed so much over the 1,000 years. But those poor souls, they had left notes about what they had been accomplished, which I have admittedly taken and put to good use here in writing my own bit of memoirs. You see, I desire nothing but information about what has happened to me, and I desire to fix it.
I thought I had something for this, but I'm not a paladin.
So they like ate the body parts, or like drank the blood, or like there was magic going on.
Yeah, so you're all in the room at this point, so I just kind of moved you all in there.
Trapped.
I am there.
Yeah, that's fine. Cool.
What is that thing?
What is what thing?
That thing.
It appears to be another training dummy.
That's what I was afraid of.
Except in better shape.
Don't touch it, especially if it's in better shape.
But yeah. So he's
what
just
made
there.
you come all the way down here instead of trying to escape?
Well, not that I didn't try, but there is a door up above that requires some sort of code, I suppose, upon some tiles and whatnot. I have been unable to secure extraction from it, so I have been down here for some time. I'm not really sure how long, mind you, being that there is no passage of sun here. Although seeing in this dark as I do now is an interesting sense. When I was in my first life, I could not do this.
Oh. I mean, these two could probably sympathize with you. At least. I'll point to, like, Spoot and Defect. Not being able to see in the dark, normally.
Oh, I was like...
And then all of a sudden you
Being
can.
undead, yes, I am aware.
The cat's gonna jump up in his lap, since he seems to be friendly.
Okay, yeah, he just jumps in the lap and just starts petting the cat.
Purr.
Oh, but
Stop.
seriously, how did he revive you? Did you like have to eat it, or was it like magic? Did he like
When
put
I came to consciousness, there was bodily fluids smeared all upon my face, so I assume it was deposited within my gullet.
I'm not gonna touch any of that.
Gullet. Okay, cool. What about those runes? Did you do that? How'd they get broken? Do you know? What are they? What are they for?
Oh, no. Indeed, I did smash them upon deciding that if I was going to take a room, it should be the largest one, since I'm sort of stuck down here. And to be quite honest, that upstairs room did not give me warm feelings, let's say.
I'll be glad you didn't go into the other room because there's a bunch of oozes.
Oh.
I'm curious
Murder.
if the creature that deposited fluids inside you, what it looked like.
Not.
What relations to the
To be frank,
oozes?
I never saw this creature, so I could not tell you. But upon this ground here, to answer the small goblin's question, these runes kept this room at a very frigid temperature, which made it very difficult to live here. So I had to smash them up a bit to stop that from working. It's still a little cold, as you can tell, but it is indeed a significant improvement to what it once was.
How'd you smash him?
What was in this room?
Like with what?
I used a rock, and I used a few heavy items that I found.
What was in this room before you claimed it for your own?
To be honest, it was fairly empty. There were a few cots that I cleaned up and got rid of. Burned for some fire at one point, but that long since ran out.
Have you been unable to determine or find any documentation that details any of the experiments that went down here, or have you gathered some information of your own in your time exploring?
Well, I know that something was done to me, but more than that, I cannot say.
So no records, I guess, that are documenting
Any
the
that
experiment?
were have long since decayed. The only reason I have written what I have is because those poor folk who were slaughtered, they had rotten implements upon them. That is actually how I was able to teach myself this language of yours, as I haven't had much else to do over these last few weeks. They had translations that I could read and sort of figured out how to communicate to the degree that I am able.
I'm just gonna say this out loud. Did I miss, out of character, did I miss something, or have they expressed to us that they have not encountered the people that we are looking for currently, or is that who was
I think those are the dead people.
slaughtered?
The bodies that you found upstairs were all, like within a few weeks, dead.
I'm just trying not to ask a redundant question to our undead friend if they have already mentioned encountering.
He says he thinks because he knew there was another creature, and he thinks what happened is they released the other creature and it killed them,
And it killed them.
and the other creature woke him up. By the
Oh,
time
I
he
see
woke
now.
up, they were all dead. He didn't see
I
the
see.
other creature, so he's deducing that the other creature had something to do with it.
Correct.
Does any of this with like the other creature ring any kind of bell about something I might have learned about? Or
No.
okay.
And Adis, it's at this moment where you flash back to the bits of information you have been able to garner from the various old books that you've looked at here and that Greg has read about. And you put together that this village may have been the last one. And there was a record saying that the other tribes have vanished. Lycos is gone. And then the crumbled notes that you read up in the laboratory were words of implementation successful, subject responding, etc., etc.
Right.
But please, where are my manners? I should probably introduce myself. My name is Badiv. And who are you, kind folk?
We all look to Adis to speak first.
I don't want to be the face. I'm Adis. Nice to meet you.
It is a pleasure.
I'm Olive, and that's my cat you're making friends with.
Ah, well,
Did you name the cat?
It is a pleasure to meet you. And you too, little kitty.
What's your cat's name?
Mento.
Mento?
The cat doesn't have a name.
Name.
That's fine.
Yeah. The cat's name is Gray.
Gray? Okay.
Gray.
So creative. Colors.
Cool. Good to know.
My name is Spoot, and perhaps we can help you find some information. We're looking for some of our own. It seems like there should be perhaps one more body or someone left alive here from a most recent expedition.
I'm
No, we've
sorry.
seen seven, haven't we?
I thought
Maybe.
you
We
counted
didn't- we didn't-
six.
No, so I guess there was one body that was drained of fluids, but we didn't try to see how long
In
it's been there.
the
Correct.
newsroom.
There
Correct.
might be one more.
He responds, I'm sorry, I'm the only sort of living individual that I have seen in these few rooms that I have been able to access.
I suppose we should let the librarian know.
Librarian.
Yes,
The person who
that-
sent us here looking for the recent researchers.
Ah, of course, of course. So you are a rescue party.
Well, we were hoping to be.
I mean, if you can get a body out of here, I would be much obliged. You cannot begin to understand how horrible it is to be returned to some kind of false life and then forced to endure some sort of darkness for nigh on a millennia and then be unable to leave where you have been imprisoned.
How long has this conversation been going?
You seem awfully chill about all that.
There's nothing I can do about the past, my little goblin friend.
Except
You-
maybe
you've been-
murder in
you've
the
been-
future.
You've been talking for about 10 minutes or so at this point.
Could I have passive insight at him?
Yeah. What's your passive insight?
20.
Yeah, he seems to be very open and very honest about his discussions.
Any...
You get the sense like maybe he's holding a couple private things back, but who doesn't?
Right, but like, my thing is like, let's say I open a portal to the library, like, do I get like a any sort of like sinister vibe from him or anything? Like, because I don't want to like unleash a creature into the library.
I mean, he
I
has
say we take the long way.
he has not made a move of aggression against you.
I don't see why.
The cat likes him, even though he smells dead.
I don't see why we.
I don't trust cats. I mean, that's Tanner though.
I'm not sure
Wow.
Spoot trusts undead, but it sounds like it's not his fault. So, I mean, when is it your fault? I guess. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't see why. I mean, like we could attempt to get out and just take him with us and see if he can assist us. No.
I say we walk and see if he turns into this other creature.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. So Spoot, I guess, will suggest. Well, there seems to be only one thing to do at this point. Maybe backtrack over where we came from and see if we cannot get out ourselves.
I would like to try to sneak past the oozes as much as we can.
The users didn't do anything until they opened the door last time, right? They're all behind the door now.
Yeah, but maybe they're just chilling there instead of going somewhere else.
Nobody opened the door.
That's our only way out.
They're behind the second door.
Oh, they stopped behind the second door?
The big ones didn't fit under the door.
Oh, and then you killed the small ones that came out from under the door. Okay. Alright, I misunderstood.
You assume, at any rate.
They enveloped the door.
The small ones came out from under the door, we killed them, and the big ones didn't.
Spoot will look at Adis and say, I can notify the librarian at any time, but I am curious if I should save that for later, just in case. I can only do
I
it
mean,
once.
if we're heading up now, That would be smart. I don't
Do
know
you
what
get
time
better
of day it
reception if we
is.
get out of the tower?
Huh?
Do we get better reception if we get out from the inverted tower?
We get better reception if we're alive and able to use the spell.
True story.
So a
Um,
couple of things at this point. With your passive perception, Adis, you have been able to notice while he's talking, and with the little bit of light in this room, something on his tongue is catching the light and reflecting it. Like there's something shiny in his tongue.
I would like to
and
zoom
and
in.
Spoot, with your passive insight and your passive perception, this guy's not breathing.
Uh-huh. Fascinating.
Yes, my
I mean,
very
I
little
am-
clerical
And
training.
and Adis, you would know that too.
Okay.
Presumably the cat knows that since she's sitting in his lap.
Cat is also not breathing, really.
It's Faye.
I mean, it is a fey creature that has
Yes, it's a
taken the
cat live.
physical form of a cat, so it's essentially a cat.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Spoot's gonna just have to keep their eye on Belvedere.
Badiv.
Belvedere. That's actually
You
kind of
come
good
up
right
with
now.
the best names and you forget the rest of the.
Yeah.
What
This
was
is a
the
me
Kathleen
problem.
one? You came up with something else for Kathleen.
I can't remember. I don't know if I should turn that into a Spoot issue. It's definitely a me issue.
I thought I was the one that was always forgetting the names.
You were, but Matt always comes up with a really funny different name. You're just like that guy.
If there's
I guess
nothing
we've been
more to
taking
see down
turns.
here, should we at least try retracing our steps?
I mean, we can try.
Yes.
At least we know that the oozes are there and we can kind of
We can evacuate quickly.
quieter.
Disengage.
Or just run. Right? Defect, run.
Yeah.
Come out one stairwell, run to the other stairwell, keep going. Do not
I don't want
pass
to lose
go.
you, buddy.
Do not collect $200.
What's
not
a
act.
dollar?
All right, let's go. Spoot's ready to kind of get away from this thing because it makes him nervous, even though he might be nice.
It's going to follow us.
Okay.
Just saying.
Hey, can we have those notes? We should bring them with us.
Oh, yes,
Well-
on the desk.
He actually, once it's decided that you're going to lead him out, he gets up and he goes over and he takes his little notes that he's been writing.
He packs up his things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he doesn't have too much. He's got that bundle of notes. He's got what looks to be a like an old rapier,
Raining.
Uh-huh.
but
Do
you
not
know,
trust.
but yeah, that's what he's got.
Alright, let's go.
All right, so you all head on out. He follows you very calmly.
I'm going to wait for him to go ahead of me.
Yeah.
I want to be able to see him.
Okay, he'll fall in wherever the line wants to be.
I
Of
don't have any more
course.
pass without a traces, so
Says, I understand. I am a new individual for y'all.
Olive doesn't trust people.
Yeah,
She
that's fine.
certainly doesn't trust dead people.
Technically, he's not dead. Technically, not dead by definition.
he's in a state of undeath.
He
The
is.
cat says he smells
Yes.
dead.
I need
That's
some help.
all Olive needs to know is that the cat says
Yep.
he smells dead.
So you all head up to the next floor.
I mean, I don't think any of us smell much better. I don't think adventurers smell very good.
Yeah.
He's still in this room.
Well, you're all walking. I'm not going to do
Okay.
a map follow thing because it's pointless.
Okay.
So yeah, you all get up to the level where you fought the uses that had the lab. You can I guess it's down to, are you going to go back through the lab, or are you going to go down that hallway you didn't really investigate?
I want to go in the hallway.
Then
Cool.
go straight down the hallway.
Greg, where are you going?
Yeah.
If we're going to walk, let's look.
Well,
Well,
the hallway is the most direct route to the next set of stairs.
Take it. Go, 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 go.
Yeah, so you go, you open the door at the end of the hallway. It opens up to that room that had the 3 doors and leads to the next set of stairs.
Go up the stairs.
Yeah, you go
Where
up.
did
You
we
go up
go?
those set of stairs, and you get to that metal door once again. That has tiles on it from this side.
I push the tiles.
For what?
Coyote.
Does not open.
I try all the tribes.
Nothing. I don't mean to be rude, but I thought you said you knew how to get out of here.
Well, I knew the code to get in. Greg, did you see anything in those books? Anything stand out?
Did you just
I
try
don't know.
out, leave, out, exit?
Tusk glove?
Yeah, I'll try Tusk Glove.
Nothing.
I'll try all the words for leave, out, vamos.
Nope. Nothing.
Please?
Try none shall pass.
Nope.
Try library.
I'll
What
try
was on the-
library.
What's on the other side of this door?
Library does not work.
Wait, so does it have like the whole alphabet on this door?
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm gonna sit down and read. One of these books have I not read yet?
Did you already read Tusk Love?
No.
I mean, they're pretty thick books, so it's going to take you like more than however long you're here.
Let's leave the abusive pornography books alone, please.
Although,
What have I missed?
as you're flipping through these books, Greg, you do remember that you did find notes and backpacks belonging to the
Yeah.
archaeology team.
Yeah, that's good. I will
Go
look
through
at all that stuff.
We take that with us?
We took everything.
How
Yeah,
far are we from
and
the dead
someone
bodies?
definitely found a notebook that had a bunch of words crossed out and one word circled in it.
That's right. I remember that.
What's your question,
have
That
Scoot?
sounds like someone. Oh, how far are we from the dead bodies? Is the ooze between us and the bodies that were found?
So the ooze and the dead bodies are on the floor below you. The oozes are in one room, the dead bodies were in another room.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah, I will go find the note with the scratched out words. What is he barking at now?
Yeah, going through it, Greg, you eventually find that the word circled is research.
Okay, that's what I wrote down. I just wanted to be sure. Try research.
Punch it in the door.
You hear a clicking sound, and the door opens automatically
Yay!
into the library.
Praise Melora.
Well,
All right.
I'm certainly glad to get through, but that did take you quite a while. What was the word, anyway?
Not as long as you.
Well, that is true. Believe me, if one thing I have at the moment, it is patience. But there is a sense of excitement knowing I'm about to be removed from my confinement.
I understand.
Tell him
Gonna
what.
start walking through the door, avoiding his question.
Do not trust.
Okay.
I'm still following the guy. I'm behind. I'm
Yeah,
in the tail, keeping an eye on him.
yeah. So you go through.
Cat
The-
is walking around his ankles.
Yeah.
I mean,
The door
to be honest, if there's
closes.
anything you learn from D&D is trust issues.
Yeah. The door closes. You open the next one. Go up the stairs. Up the stairs again. Through the training room. Through the portcullis. And into the little office room. The little reception room. And then it's just the ladder up and out.
Up and out.
Yeah.
Up and out. I
Should
want to
we,
go inspect the other places, though.
yeah. I wonder if I should contact the librarian before we're up and out with a friend.
Well, we're just the ladder's just going down to the tower, right? We're still in the ruins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to go investigate the living areas in the temple.
Yeah. So you exit the inverted tower. Upon exiting, Badiv very much is excited. Well, I do say, it is so nice to be out of that place. Although, looking around, it appears that this is not an institution that has fared much better.
A lot's happened in the past 1,000 years.
Indeed. Although why anyone would choose to build down here is beyond my ken.
Well, it wasn't originally down here.
It wasn't. How strange. Well,
Was it underground when you went into the tower?
I could not say. You must remember I died in a storm on a roadway and woke up on a table in that place.
Ah. So you've never been. You don't remember being here before.
Oh, I've never stepped foot upon this ground.
See.
I
Stick out your
have.
tongue.
I beg your pardon?
Stick out your tongue.
He does so.
What is it?
Want to look
I-
at that shiny stuff.
What's on his tongue?
Yeah, so you hold the light up, he sticks his tongue out, and it looks
Say,
like there's a red gem like in the center of his tongue.
Oh.
Why do you have that?
I do not know.
Does it hurt?
No.
You tried removing it?
I have not.
Does it, do one of you want to try testing to see if it has magic?
It'd be great. Let's take a long rest first.
Well,
Unless he leaves.
I am much obliged to you all for helping me get out of that horrible place. Now, do you know which way is the exit out of this cavern that we appear to be within?
Why don't you stick with us for a little while?
Oh, I could not impinge upon your hospitality any further. And to be quite honest, I am quite anxious to see the sky once again.
Sure.
Especially
The
if
world-
there are no arcane storms anymore, which I'm assuming there are not, since those researchers who were unfortunately killed in their dungeon, tower, whatever you're choosing to call it, made reference in their notes to researching things called fragments, and that the spell storms have been gone for a long period of time. So I'm hoping to at least be able to find some sort of kin somewhere.
The world is not what it was. I hope you are aware of that.
I mean, I understand there will be much that has changed in 1,000 years, but I did come from a fairly well-off family. I am sure they have survived in some fashion.
Parts of the world that were are now underwater. Other parts that were underwater are now on the surface.
I see.
Your home could have been submerged. There's also a huge area that's just a desert now that used to be a city.
Yeah, well, we can help you with like figuring stuff out because we're kind of helping. I mean, we help people figure stuff out. I
Yep.
awkwardly look at Adis
We
and
also
stop.
have we also
Uh,
have connections with researchers of Ayun who will probably have some knowledge on it, or at least more than you could probably scrounge up on your own, at least for a while.
Most interesting indeed.
But
We'll
you,
be leaving here, but we want to explore a little bit more before we leave, and we can take you with us.
Well, I suppose it won't hurt anything to delay a little bit.
I mean, I wouldn't say we'd be down here for longer than maybe another few hours or so. I just want to look at the temple and the living areas just to make sure.
I understand.
it is weird that there are no dead bodies. I mean, I know
Yeah.
1,000 years is a long time, and like you look good for being 1,000 years old, but you'd think there would be like skeletons and stuff if people died here.
Well, if they escaped
I do
or
not know.
other fates,
Yeah,
we'll
let's
have
go
to
look.
find out. Which is
Go look.
closest, the temple or the like residences?
So the residences are a little bit closer. The temple, which is called the Broken Temple, is a little farther away, but it's on the other side from the residences, so it's kind of 6 to 1.
Okay, I mean, go to the residences first if they're technically a little bit closer, I guess.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you head on over there. With the map, it is easy enough to find. Looking at them, you can all recognize that they are not really made of wood. It's like crumbled, fallen clay bricks or adobe kind of construction. And there's a lot of coyote imagery kind of everywhere.
And we're in this how far up is like the roof of the cavern?
Like 50 feet.
I don't understand why we're in this why this is in the cavern.
Magic.
Hellstorms, man. Continents are underwater. No idea. Uh, start investigating the houses.
Yeah, everyone
Greg,
can
can you
give
help?
me an investigation check.
Oh.
Or one person can do it with advantage, whatever.
Greg just did it for us, so it's fine.
Cool. Yeah,
Oh, it's just gonna sit here.
so Greg, looking around these places, there's not much in terms of like stuff. It's a lot of like broken pottery and like turned over, rotted, decayed bed frames. There's a lot of evidence of like an earthquake or something, maybe. Like the walls have caved in, but there's no bodies.
This is really weird that there are no bodies.
Is there
It's like
like
an earthquake happened and like stuff broke. But like sometimes people die in earthquake. Things fall on them.
Yeah.
Everything looks like things fell down except for people.
Maybe we should head to the temple, check that out, and then I guess
Yeah, maybe
we'll
they
be
all hid in the
done here.
temple and made sure their god would protect them, and then the god didn't. They died.
That's a positive thought.
All right. So you all head on out
by the temple?
towards the broken temple on the map, and you get there, and Adis and Spoot, you automatically recognize the temple as one that has been dedicated to Melora, the goddess of coastlands and wilderness.
On brand.
Yeah, this explains why they all died.
I hit Spoot. Do not speak about the wild
No,
mother that way.
I'm just kidding. Spoot would not have made such a
Adis takes some
irreverent.
damage to his hand from Spoot's shell.
Yeah, Spoot would not have made such an irreverent comment. That's just me being a dick.
Nothing wrong with that. Great.
Yeah.
So yeah, it appears to be a carved temple. You do know that it's called the Broken Temple on the map, but looking at it from the front, it doesn't appear to be broken.
Looks like his died.
Yeah, so you enter the building, and you get through the main entry doors and down a hallway, and it just ends. Like there's an archway that looks like it leads to something, but it's gone. It looks like the entire other half of this temple structure is missing.
Is
Like,
there a
we're
rock wall
looking at
behind
rock?
it, or is it just like
No.
Or like a void.
empty?
It looks like an open space where there was once something.
Detect portal.
You do not detect a portal.
Damn it.
It did seem like the right answer.
Yeah.
I poked the archway with my sword.
Make an investigation check.
Me?
Yeah, you poked the archway with your sword.
Oh shit.
Everyone stand back, including Greg.
Science.
I make such good choices.
Portal.
Natural one.
Oh
Also-
god.
God damn it.
Yeah,
It's
you
a 16, right?
poked-
The advantage?
you poke and poke your sword on the archway. Nothing happens.
You want me to take a look?
Sure.
I will investigate.
Go for it.
I would like to assist, maybe?
Okay, yeah.
I meant to say that before the roll happened, but
While Greg is
Yeah.
looking, Adis is just gonna like kind of step away from the party just a little bit.
Cool. Are you stepping into the empty space or back to the hallway?
Oh.
It's an
I was
option.
gonna say back into the hallway. I'll walk. I'll try. Actually, I want to try to walk through the empty space.
What do you do?
Okay, you walk through the archway. You're there.
Damn it.
Meanwhile, Grig and Spoot are investigating this archway. And the
Olive is
two...
still watching Bill Deeve.
But Badiv is just standing there watching, making quiet conversation with whoever's around. Like,
That's cool.
defect.
yeah, very,
The cat.
he's very polite and very, he just seems to be an amiable kind of guy.
They
At least
usually
it's
are.
not smarmy like Rendy.
No, he seems to
fair.
be quite personable, actually.
Randy didn't say anything about bodily fluids.
Until he transforms
but-
into a vicious creature of death and
Rendy was
slicing.
like stroking Adis's face with his claw.
He did it once as a thankful gesture and realized he made a faux pas. Great. So Spoot and Grig, as you are investigating, you find very delicate carvings on this archway. Spoot, you recognize them to be divine in purpose. You could make a religion check at advantage to figure out exactly what the purpose of this is. Double 15s. Great. I love it.
Wrong god here, sorry.
Well, a 15 is still pretty good. That's, Bronze Star. So there is something about this that, like, it's purposeful. It's not decorative. And it's not a litany or anything like that. These sorts of divine symbols are used when you are attempting to either do some kind of protective thing or some kind of removal thing or transitional thing. It's hard to make out, but you know that there is Like these runes had a purpose. And it
Laying
looks to you like they would have continued on, because you're like looking at them like on the inside of the archway, and it looks like they would have continued on into the room if there was a room there.
Okay. I'll pass that knowledge on, and you know, and say that like I can't quite put my finger on it, but that these runes definitely have a purpose. Perhaps to protect the temple from something, or maybe keep something out.
Can you read
Cast
them? Is
something
there a
out?
way to read them?
Because
Because what if all the people are living in the imaginary missing half of this temple because the god thing actually worked for once?
Well,
Well,
Spook
based on your
chuckles
religion
lightly.
check, you are unsure.
Things not to say to a cleric.
No, it's okay. Not my god.
Oh my god.
I don't know, but I do know, or I'm pretty sure that there are more ruins or symbols like this that would be in what should be a room here, or at least
You know about
part
this
of a room.
stuff, Adis?
Huh? What?
Like, I don't know, this god. You know anything about it? Because you know these people, sort of. Like, would it be like a ritual or something that you'd have to do, and then maybe we could open it? If we're protecting?
I wasn't the clericy ones of the village. They would have been the ones that learned that. I was the ones that kept things from coming through the portals.
Oh.
Should have given myself guidance.
What does it look like on that side, Adis?
It just looks like empty cave.
Yeah.
But like when you look back at the archway, is it like cut or is it like
Uncut?
It looks cut, like as though
Sorry.
the stone that was there is just
You left
removed.
yourself wide open for that one.
It's all good. It's all good.
I wonder if I could concentrate for 10 minutes and maybe use identify, but I imagine I would only be able to like narrow in on one symbol.
Well, you
And I'm
can
not-
certainly do that and certainly try. And while you are concentrating on that ritual, we're going to take a 5-minute break here on Nuuli Forged. So we will be right back with what our friends get up to here. So thanks for watching, and we'll be right back in just a few moments. We'll see you then. Thanks for sticking around.
Yeah,
Hello,
I think she's
everyone.
okay.
Well, it's good to know the dog's okay. But hello, everyone. Welcome back to Nuuli Forged. Thanks for sticking around on that break. We just have a couple people taking care of a few things. But Spoot had just decided that he was going to cast Identify on these runes of divine origin and intent. Which you can do, Spoot. You spend the 10 minutes casting that Identify spell. Is anybody else going to, I guess, between Defect and Olive, are you just going to chat with Bediv during this whole time? Or is there something else you want to do?
No, we'll just chat him up.
No, it's a long time for one person to be doing something, isn't it?
Oh, that's fine. Out of
Yeah,
combat, it's easy to deal with. But great. Yeah. So casting Identify on these runes, you learn that they are definitely magical. And though they are of divine origin, they are certainly... let me just check one thing here. The School of Magic. Is, I believe, transmutation. Yes. I'm sorry, no, it is conjuration. And you get the sense that these runes are part of a teleportation enchantment
Oh.
of some kind.
Is there anything specific that I could that tells me how to use the runes?
With casting Identify, I will say that when certain conditions were met, whether it was an invoking chant or some kind of offering or whatever the conditions were, when they were met, the area within the the designated area went somewhere else.
Okay. It's very interesting. I will tell the party that it says nothing. No. Yeah, I'll tell the party that there was some, they were used as part of some sort of spell or spell process that might have teleported the entirety of this part of the temple to a different location. When certain conditions were met, and I don't know what those were, but I imagine it involved some sort of peril. And yeah, and that if we kill the human, then all of us will be teleported to safety. Oh, hey, Adis.
Sounds about right.
It's a sacrifice for the betterment of the party, really.
Really?
Now, what you missed is Spoot identified the runes on the arch. They are of the Conjuration School of Magic, and they were used in some sort of ritual of teleportation. That when certain conditions were met, it is likely maybe this part of the room teleported somewhere else.
Cute. If I was level 18, I could have that spell.
Right.
Yeah, unclear what we can do further with this information. I don't know if we could.
Now we know where
recreate-
it is. We could always come back.
That's
Draw some
Yeah.
of it down so you remember.
It's a good idea. Thank you, Rick. And Spook will, if they haven't already sketched something out during the identify process, take some more notes and draw some runes. Then Spook will return the pearl to Rick, who I believe is usually in ownership of it.
Keeper of the pearl.
Keeper of the pearl, and then say about the potential creature that is running amok here. I would certainly hate to think that we could set it free further in some way. I'm assuming the library door is left open after walking in.
You
So
know
could
that
be-
they seem to close automatically, like you saw them do that.
Oh, okay, great. So then we may be okay there.
Really.
Part of me does feel, this is Spoot saying
Have
this,
the
that,
future with us.
yeah, that, well, unless it was invisible and fast and then got out before it closed. Yeah, part of Spoot wonders if there's something valuable that could be learned from one of the dead bodies by using their Speak with Dead ability.
You want to go back
yeah.
down there?
We
But it
should have done
does-
that on the way out.
Yeah, it does sound like it's far too dangerous, perhaps, now. So
I
perhaps
mean,
the
there
help
were
is
two.
lost.
There were two bodies, like on that second level.
That's true. The bludgeoned ones.
True. I believe we might have been able to draw a pretty good conclusion of what killed them. We don't know for certain, of course, but I'm more concerned with the drained body and the methodically sliced one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
the
always
bludgeoned
the
one-
one who's trying to help us.
The bludgeoned
Right.
ones probably, didn't ever make it past that room.
Right.
I think it's a fairly safe bet without magic that they were killed by the dummies. Yeah, so I suppose unless we think it's worth trying to revisit, I maybe should take a moment to call the librarian before we journey out of here.
Okay.
Uh, Olive is going to wander off a little bit with Badid and play him the bagpipes so that Spook can have some privacy to make this call.
Oh, not that.
That's
That is
Right.
a
hysterical.
terrible idea.
Because I can totally concentrate with bagpipes in the background.
Walk away a little bit.
And let's alert anything that could be in this cave exactly to where we
Mhm.
are.
Spook will take a moment to explain
That's
how
fine.
reverb works in
We wanna
large
kill it
cavernous
anyway.
spaces.
Or a
That's
We want to
cave
kill
in.
whatever it is.
The only
We don't
help
want it to
is
just be
bagpipe
free.
playing, which
So-
is not skilled.
Great. Make a performance check.
And the cave collapses and we all die.
Hey, that's actually not bad.
15. Not bad. Yeah. You
You
play
don't help.
pretty passably. A very nice little song on the bagpipes. Badiv has not heard music in a while, and he's very appreciative. He's like, "You have many skills. I would not have ascribed to one such as yourself, Miss Olive."
Yes, well, had some free time on my hands, so I taught myself to play the bagpipes.
A most worthy endeavor, it appears. It has borne musical fruits, if you will. Is that not what people say anymore?
I think these people don't normally say such things to me. These guys normally just deride my bagpipe playing.
Well, there is no accounting for taste. Meanwhile, Spoot, what are you doing?
I'm using an online word counter to see how long this message to Sata is going to be. 1 moment, please.
Okay. Defect, what are you up to?
Cringing. I guess somewhat cringing with the bagpipes. And just staying, I don't know, alert for any.
Okay.
I was trying to listen for danger, but
You can make a
That's
perception check.
gone. Over the bagpipes.
Yeah, it's just a different
think
DC.
I think that's the worst threat all of us are facing. 28.
Cool, yeah. Yeah. Other than the echoing bagpipes, you do not hear anything. The occasional bit of rock falling over, but that's pretty normal.
I'm gonna sidle up next to Defect.
Okay.
Still concerning.
I'm gonna whisper. Guy is the creature. Otherwise, we'd be dead by
I honestly did not hear a word.
Okay, sorry.
Like,
Defect goes,
Yeah,
what?
no.
Yeah,
Stage
I didn't hear
whisper.
it.
That's fine.
I
I
heard
saw the
it,
green
actually.
light.
What? What was
I
that?
saw the green line, so I thought maybe. But I think this guy is the naughty creature because there's only one creature anywhere, and we would have been attacked by any other creature. So
Defect will take into account these words and whisper back. Should I kill him?
First response to anything.
I mean,
He's already dead.
honestly, I would feel bad if we killed him and I was wrong, but be ready.
I'll be ready.
The pipes are crying.
How much psychic damage should we take? Or thunder damage? Is this thunder damage? I think this is thunder damage.
Look, I'm distracting the guy, right? Call the librarian.
Watch,
you
you
go.
probably made my perception DC a 30.
Right.
Mm.
And we all die.
Yeah.
So Spoot, you and Adis are kind of off to one side of this cavern, having a little, side to side. What are you going to send to Malor?
I really hope this is not a waste of a third level spell slot. I'm gonna send this message. Research team, dead or missing. We found bodies, but not all. Mysterious deaths. Found an undead person named Bediv. Unknown creature here somewhere. We are safe. That's one extra word. We safe.
Okay.
We're safe.
We're safe.
We're safe. Cool. A few moments go by and you get a response. I am saddened to hear of their passing. I am concerned about an undead in your company. I know of none who are noble. Be mindful and be careful of whatever's out there. And then you get a ping back in your head, like another sending spell. And we will prepare proper rites for the fallen. But if you can return with their research at least, it would be appreciated.
All that.
I will answer, we can return with research. There is much left here to explore, but still some danger. Should we bring Bediv with us to you?
All right, you're going to make him burn another spell slot. Okay.
Shit, I shouldn't have. I didn't think about that.
He spends the spell slot. I would not feel comfortable until we know what his motivations are. By the way, if you found their effects, they should have a messaging stone.
Did I not know that?
We did have a rock. We just never looked at it very much.
Let's look at the rock. Someone bring me the rock, says Spoot.
Rock? What rock?
Dwayne the Rock Johnson? All of a sudden, a big hunky man appears.
Oh,
This'll do. This'll do.
He just breaks in, sprays water in the air, starts calling everybody a jabroni.
There's something about a large, muscly man that's a goofball. Can't resist.
Oh, absolutely not.
Also,
Cannot
maybe he can
resist.
sit on this vampire.
He smells everything you're cooking. It's,
Yep, find a stone that has the carving of a calm, serene humanoid face in one side pocket. I did keep it. All right. I dig
Imagine if you left that
around
downstairs.
and I pull it out.
At the risk of spending another, yes, thank you. At the risk of spending another 10 minutes to learn how to use this, I'm gonna just try to use it because
Okay.
I'm not burning a spell slot.
All right. Yeah.
Sorry,
You,
Seda.
Identify doesn't use a spell slot.
it can if you, unless you want to
Yeah,
cast it as a
How
ritual.
about I say? Yeah, it does unless I spend 10 minutes to cast it.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's what I'm saying. I would have to spend another 10 minutes to.
Oh, I thought you were saying that you'd use another 10 minutes and a spell slot. I was like, no.
No. Because
So
I'm not going to use a spell slot.
You hold the stone and you speak "Sorry, Seda" into it. Is that it?
Hello.
I would know how to use one because I know how to make them.
This
I
is
would
Spook.
think.
How are you?
Over.
Out of the stone comes a voice. Ah, I'm glad you found it. Although I guess this only works once a day, so be careful. Watch your backs.
Lord have mercy.
Thanks.
We cut to Seda's office, and he's just like, "Who the fuck did I hire?"
Right.
I thought they were quite capable, but I may have been mistaken.
No
We're
one told me.
capable
Capable does not mean efficient.
Competent.
Oh yeah.
Does the messaging stone transmit bagpipes as well?
No.
Oh Jesus! Just everything, all the glass artifacts in the library just shatter all simultaneously.
Okay. Cool.
I'm actually thinking about spending another 10 minutes doing something if the rest of the party's distracted and I can get away with it.
Olive and Defect and Grig are off on the other side with Badiv. Olive is playing bagpipes, so you know.
I'm going to attempt to take out my augury set and cast it. And the specific task that I'm inquiring about that I plan to take within the next half hour is whether or not, or I forget the best way to ask these questions.
So you have to ask it a specific thing that you are going to do. That's the only way to make the spell work. So you have to commit to whatever you are going to do, or be in the process of committing to whatever you're going to do, and then you will get some kind of a reading.
Yeah, I've asked about this before. I can't remember if it's better to say, is it how is this going to turn out, or just to say the course of action, and then I'm getting a reading on that, perhaps.
So the best way to kind of make this work is, for example, I'm going to buy a papaya today. Is that a good choice?
We are going to take the undead man.
Because it needs to be a yes or no answer, is essentially what it is.
Yeah. Outside with us. Is that a bad idea?
Okay.
Ignore the bagpipes.
So you are asking if taking this guy outside is a bad idea.
Or, yeah, that felt like a better ask than should we leave this guy behind, but I suppose they could mean the same thing.
Cool. Okay. Is it a bad idea? You cast your tiles, and you see a few of them flip over on their own, more than they should have. And you interpret all these symbols on these tiles. And you get a reading on if it's a good idea to bring him outside. You get a reading of uncertainty.
Is Ada standing near me?
Yeah, Adis is right next to you.
Adis. I'm not sure it's a good idea to leave here with Vadiv. I'm not sure it's a bad idea either.
Yeah, essentially the same number of like woe tiles as wheel tiles were revealed.
Keep in mind that I've seen this result exclusively when I've cast this, but I just thought you should be aware, and I have been a bit nervous about him. I'm a bit untrusting of someone in his state, whether or not it was anything that was born out of ill intention from him.
He doesn't seem to have any ill intent, but there's also he's different than he used to be, and sometimes that comes with consequences.
I suppose this meeting could also mean, or this sign could also mean that he may be unable to even survive outside of this area. But I suppose we should be prepared for the consequences if something bad were to happen.
Yeah,
Or they were to do something bad.
I mean, or how much the world has changed could make him snap, and that could be even worse. He is the only thing that we ran into down there that could have cut anybody up, and he has that rapier. It's a rather precision weapon than a slashing.
Do you suppose we should just take it upon ourselves to investigate his weapon? I don't know if there's any way to tell that it has been used recently or.
I mean, he hasn't drawn it. Like, it's just in a sheath on his side. So
It's also been weeks since those bodies were cut up.
I'm unsure how to proceed. I must admit that were he just a normal person, I would hate to keep him captive in such a. Or, it seems like such a terrible punishment to live out the rest of your life, as it were, here. And who am I to decide that? But yeah, so maybe we should keep a close eye on him, or at the worst, put him in some form of bondage until we can determine if he's safe.
I mean, I've never seen anything like him. I haven't heard of anything like him. I don't know what experiments my people were running. I mean, my kin, I guess. But yeah, I would definitely keep an eye on him if we choose to bring him with us. I know Defect will have no problems or qualms if we need to put him down. Which I still need to talk to Defect because he seems to enjoy killing a little too much.
What is too much?
When it's your
technically
answer for
fair.
any problem,
I mean,
He is a barbarian.
most of the problems that we've come up against are solvable by killing.
It's worked
That
for
is
us.
the
Shockingly
lesson
well.
to be learned from D&D is you can kill most of your problems.
yes, but there's these great
It's just
things
always-
called
Don't trust anyone.
consequences
It's an
that
option.
tend to rear their ugly heads
just-
occasionally.
Yeah.
That's why
I
I'm here.
mean, choices can be made.
And listen,
Hopefully
there's
we don't trust
some
anyone.
barbarians that are very like, I've actually met a few barbarians that prefer to be pacifists until you piss them off. There's also noble barbarians that I've run into. So
Pacifist.
Yeah. I'm a nervous barbarian in another game.
Well, so the question
your
remains:
rage is
what
for
are you all
anxiety.
up to? What are you gonna do?
Go back to the party and shall we head out?
Yep.
I will put the bagpipes away.
I suppose.
I am
yeah,
most excited to see the sky once
Melora.
more.
Bediv.
Defect, we're getting rid of those those bagpipes, right?
Until we
Yes, Master Spook.
until we understand what it is that has afflicted you, would you be willing to continue to accompany us back to the nearest town and maybe into the safe hands of someone who can aid in discerning what sort of ailment afflicts you and if there's anything to be done about it?
I am disinclined to willingly put my fate into someone else's hands, given my current and previous situation.
I mean, I really must insist because this is a different era, and you were trapped down there for a long time.
Oh, I
Something
agree,
could-
and I have no problem accompanying you to whatever civilization you come from. However, I do not wish to become another person's lab rat. I'm sure you can understand my concerns.
It wouldn't be
I-
so much of a
I
lab
understand.
rat. We could just have more of a doctor just check you out, just to make sure.
With all respect again, Adis, a doctor is what has put me in this position.
A scientist is what put you in that position. A
Is-
physician
Is
is not
there
the
a
same
difference?
thing. Bit.
Well, I mean,
Doctors
like
do
there
no
are people who
harm.
like study stuff, and like not in a mean way. And I think that's what like the librarian is. He might just like know stuff in books.
But what if you go into the city with some sort of contaminant, and we could all be sick? It's best to get these things checked out.
Are we dying?
Adis, make a persuasion check with
Unknown.
disadvantage.
I mean, it's either this or we kill the bitch. I don't know. I don't
Because
know.
you're trying to get him to like essentially go into captivity for someone else to turn him into a lab specimen, which is what he does not want to happen.
That's not what I'm saying. Like,
That's
literal.
how he is interpreting it.
Has this guy never had a physical? God damn.
Probably not.
1,000 years ago, they were a little lax about those things. That's how he's dead.
Who?
A 2, okay.
Oh no.
Well,
Yeah.
as I have said, I will gratefully accompany you to whatever civilization you're from, but I will conduct my own research into a way to return my being to its proper form.
Spoot will make one final attempt, I guess, to maybe patch this up. But I will say, yeah, no, I understand, and I'm sorry if we came off as making it sound like we'd return you to some cage or to be strapped to a table again. It's just I believe that our employer has a wealth of knowledge and might be a great place to start, at least, in giving some insight and direction as to what happened, and perhaps can help interpret some of the notes that we've recovered in this space.
And who is your employer, and why are they so well connected? Is your employer this cleric of Aun that you spoke of?
I wouldn't say they were a cleric. I suppose keeper of knowledge, a librarian, and has shown to have great wisdom, and evidently has been around much longer than I have. They are a half elf, so I feel that they are very learned and wise through the years of their study.
I see. Well. And they are in this town, city that you are from?
Well, not from. We are traveling folk ourselves, but it is where we have taken up temporary residence and from whence we were employed. And that is where we are returning.
I see. And where is that?
It is. What can I think of the name now?
Hey,
Fay Harbor.
Harbor.
Hey, Harbor.
I have never heard of such a place in all my being.
Well, I'm sure it probably did not exist when you were.
That is a fair bit of assumption, I suppose. It has been 1,000 years. Well, go ahead and make a persuasion check, Spoot.
How deftly I could add.
It's straight persuasion because you didn't like clearing this up. Like You gave him a lot of information to like kind of put him at ease, so it's a straight roll.
Melora be with you. Not so bad.
16. Cool. Very well. I shall accompany you and permit to be interviewed by this individual you have described.
Well, thank you. And yeah, I think for your benefit and for ours, I think it'd be great to know what has happened here. And at this point, I think there's nothing else that we can do here. And I think you would very much like to see the sunlight. Well, if it is in fact daylight now.
Well, I'm unsure. I do not know the way out. If you would be so kind as to show me, I would be happy to find out.
Yeah, that was out of character. Not just be trying to say, I think it's time to go. I don't think that was a rhetorical question, if you will. Let's leave then.
Onward.
Alright.
I vote we travel with this guy instead of just teleporting back. 'Cause I still don't
Yeah,
trust
for
him.
sure. For sure. Slow travel.
All right, cool. So you all climb up that first bit of ladder, kind of over that shelf. Takes you a little while, and you've been down here for hours at this point. Probably about 5 or 6 hours between everything that's gone on. Maybe more. And it does look as though the sun is beginning to set. The sky is turning that like purple and orange that it kind of does when the sun is going down. But yeah, so it looks like you will be climbing up into sunset.
Is it a pretty sunset?
You don't know. You haven't climbed out yet.
Away we go.
Olive is still bringing up the rear.
Cool. So those of you who climb up first, yeah, it's sunset. The sun is streaking orange across the sky. The dark purple of night is beginning to overtake it. Badiv begins to climb up the ladder, and his hand reaches up and begins to pull, and the top of his head crests and sees the sun. He immediately screams in pain and drops back down and is clutching his head and screeching in agony.
It's not good or easy.
I'm in the bag of holding.
Didn't see that coming.
Lol.
Says Spook
Ow.
without any suspicion.
I do not understand. Why does it hurt so much?
I
Wait,
have no
when
idea.
I was looking in his mouth, did I see fangs
You did not.
with that gem?
Could I
Interesting.
inspect your... Do you have a wound? Did you?
Do you climb back down the ladder? Because
Did he go... Is he like clinging to the ladder?
well, yeah, he's clinging to the ladder. I mean, I guess you could reach over and like inspect him because he's right
Yeah.
under the crest.
I feel like I could maybe like block the sun a bit with my shell and peek my head down.
Yeah,
Hang
you
it down the hole.
you look at his forehead. He removes his hand. It's not a scratch on him.
Interesting. I'm not sure how to proceed here. There's no wound, and I have some medical training, but I don't know how to treat something that doesn't exist. And I cannot remove any more curses today.
This isn't a curse you can remove.
It's that red thing. I would not have climbed yet. I'm still down at the bottom.
Okay.
I'm at the top.
I mean, if
All
it's
right.
getting dark, should we just camp? What just happened? Why were you screaming?
I do not know. All I did was stick my head above to get a glimpse of the sunset, and my forehead lit a fire like nothing I've ever felt before.
I mean, I guess I've had that happen if I spend too much time like underground. It's sort of like it's too bright.
Oh, perhaps that is what it was.
Well,
Perhaps.
it's sunset. It'll be getting dark real soon.
Does anything that lights on fire from sunlight sound familiar?
Make a history check.
Actually, yeah, I would love to do that as well.
Yeah.
Sure.
This is
I
killing me.
doubt that Greg has any idea, but I'll do it.
God damn it.
Okay. Spoot with a 17. You've heard of people using glass to somehow light things on fire using sunlight.
So confused. Well, there's nothing we can do for you. Close the door.
Right?
I
mean,
don't know.
Look, you've heard of like there are undead creatures that do not like sunlight.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I probably should have made like a, I don't know, religion check or something instead.
Yeah, no, you did a history check on if you've ever heard of anything burning in sunlight. So that's what you get. You've also heard of like forest fires and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Nobody
so
else has heard of anything.
Can I tap into? Yeah, no one knows about. how
There
fire
is nothing
starts.
magical about the sun lighting stuff on fire.
I just want to throw shit across my room right now because
So perhaps I could make a religion check as a follow up to like I imagine there was some training into undead and how to deal with them. I
Mhm.
obviously
I
don't
just
know.
got my holy water down there. Damn, it just fell on him.
I obviously don't know how to deal with them, except that I have
Cool.
at least one method of dealing with them.
You can make either a religion or arcana check on this one. It's up to you.
Religion it is.
Okay.
Well, that was
with
sad.
With a 6, there are undead things. You know that. You were told they were all bad.
Yep, that sounds about how much training I had on undead. That's
Yeah.
pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Wow.
I recall your great success with the last undead thing.
Remember that
So I
time we
asked-
opened a
yes.
portal and 2 really nasty things climbed out and we hid? This is feeling a lot like that.
How many things can we release into the poor world of Nuuli that has been ravaged by?
So the sun sets a little bit more and like darkness kind of covers. Like it's just up in the sky now. There's no actual light down. And Bediv kind of sticks his head up again and is fine. So he climbs out of the hole and says, "My, that was strange, but it is nice to see the sky once again."
Well, this might make our travel a bit difficult. I suppose we could start traveling at night.
I am sure it was simply just my eyes were not accustomed to the bright light, as your friend Grigg said down below.
Yeah, that.
Well, so perhaps, yeah, perhaps we,
Dark for weeks.
perhaps we travel at night, and as the sun rises, we can test the waters again in the morning.
Well, I'm sure you have all had a long day. I would not demand that you stay up for my benefit.
No, it's for all of our benefit, I imagine. We do need to get a move on.
Make progress.
Do you? I mean, I assume you don't need to rest.
Now that I think upon it, I have not been. I mean, I have slept. But,
What happens when you sleep? Where do you sleep?
well, I slept in that cot in my room.
There's a bed and pillows.
Indeed, I thought I should make myself somewhat comfortable down there.
I see.
Are you hungry?
I am a mite peckish.
We have a good berry.
I'm unfamiliar with what that is.
Here, and Spoot will take out one of their good berries. And this,
It gives you all your daily vitamins and calories in one berry.
yes, this will make you feel very full and satisfied. Just a warning. If you're only a mite peckish, perhaps eat half.
Ah,
Eat half.
well, I will certainly be happy to give it a try. So he kind of like looks at it and pops it in his mouth and begins to chew it and pulls a face of like utter disgust and like kind of smiles and then turns his head and kind of.
They don't taste that bad. Come on.
I'm
Well, it
sorry.
has been in my pocket all day, so.
I'm sorry. It just was not a pleasant sensation. It. Are they supposed to taste of ash and soot?
That's no.
What?
They taste like Robitussin, not that.
I
What's
do not know
Robitussin?
what Robitussin is, but
Nor do any of us.
Oh, it's a medicine from home.
I see. Well, I
Castor oil.
just all I tasted was the remnants of a fire.
So what do you?
What have you
I-
been eating?
You know, to be quite frank about it, I have not eaten since I have awoken. I did not have an overwhelming hunger.
But just now you said you were feeling peckish.
Indeed, just a bit, but not
So what
an
would a
agonizing
hood-
hunger.
Maybe I can go hunt something. Maybe something fresh would be better.
Oh, you are probably quite right, Mr. Adis.
I don't want to leave everybody alone with it.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine.
It's okay. We're all here.
You don't have to go that far, and we're really loud.
He's just a dude with a gem in his tongue. That's all. And a very
I mean,
delicate
yeah,
complexion.
but
And a
I
sun allergy.
I mean, there's no scar or like burn marks or anything.
Okay. Then we can
I'm struggling
travel.
right now.
We can travel a bit, and then take a rest whenever everyone is more than a bit peckish, and then Adis can go hunt for something.
We want him more than a bit peckish.
Eat the berry.
Perhaps you could hunt. eat the berry, stuff it in his mouth. Perhaps you could hunt as we travel. I don't know if that's possible. But,
I mean, if you feel comfortable taking the lead on things, I can branch off.
I think I can
No,
navigate
no.
us back. We know how we got here, and you
Mhm.
know.
I mean, we're
Yeah.
still in Olive's neighborhood.
This is well out of your
No.
neighborhood at this
No.
point.
Okay.
No caves
That's
here.
We're like
No,
days
you were
away from the neighborhood.
But I feel
you were
like-
a reclusive cave dwelling
I
resident
was a wanderer.
of the Brambled Plains.
I was a
Does Olive at
wanderer.
least have
Oh, yeah, we're far from the Bramble Plains.
proficiency in survival though, so that we can do the help? I think so.
Spoot does.
Yeah.
Spoot has survival.
Yeah,
I
so
have
if
survival
Spoot
skills.
is leading and Adis is going off hunting, it will be separate survival checks.
Right, but Olive could help with Spoot's survival check.
Yes.
Spook does all the wisdom-based things that Adis can do, just not as good. Is what we've learned
Except for
Oh,
medicine. You do medicine very good.
most of the time.
Olive has a +7 to survival.
Nice.
Cool.
Uh,
Funny. It's not
I'm
a plus
going-
10. Yes, I know.
Yeah. But you're going off. Go do your thing.
I'm not gonna bring enough for you. Damn. I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark on Spoot, and then I'm just gonna branch off.
Okay. A red
Just so I
dot
don't-
appears on you, Spoot.
That's not creepy at all.
That you
It's,
have
just, it's in.
that you have
it's in the
seen
middle of his
Adis
forehead,
use
so-
in battle.
It's right on my nose.
So everybody else sees it appear, and you've all seen Adis use this in battle before.
It is?
It lets me know where you guys are,
Oh,
so I don't
alright.
get.
Oh,
Too
the
separated.
is it the red? Yes, the red dot.
Yeah, it's my tracking.
Ah, that seems
beacon.
like a sensible precaution indeed.
Yeah.
Did you have to put it on my nose?
Yes.
Or on Adis, says Amber, but not Greg.
Huh?
I mean, on Spoot. Is there someone else you could also track?
I move it over to Grig's forehead.
God damn it, says Amber.
All
Come on.
right, now the dot is on Greg.
Okay, I think
It's just like it's like a cat with a laser pointer now. Just like,
The cat jumps on Greg.
Oh yeah.
All
It
right.
just
We
starts
got the
moving
cat.
all over Greg's body.
Wonderful.
The
So
cat's
give
trapped
me
there.
some survival checks.
Oh, that sucked. Unless I get
Well,
advantage.
Spoot, you had advantage from
Yeah.
Olive helping.
Oh,
you.
okay.
So, and Adis, go ahead. So Spoot rolled a 27, and Adis has a 23. Very nice.
24.
24.
D4.
So great, Spoot, you are able to effortlessly navigate your way back towards where you would come. Adis kind of goes off hunting. This is actually a good time for hunting because things are like returning to the nest with their own kills. So you end up finding like a couple of small animals and a couple of little birds, which is more than enough for all of you. And you meet back up with the party a couple hours later, being able to track Greg as you are. But you all meet up after a couple hours. It is very dark out. Your dark vision has probably just expired by the time Aegis comes back. Defect and Spoot.
Okay.
So you probably got 2 hours away from the hole. The sinkhole. Hey. But yeah, you can all start setting up camp and whatever. Badiv is willing to help. He's like, if there's anything I can do to make this camping experience easier, please let me know.
I'll make a fire.
Who's got
I'll
the
get the
cauldron?
tent. Oh yeah, and the rice.
Say, I've still got some rice and some spices.
Yeah,
Spiced rice.
cool. Yeah, so you build a fire, start cooking stuff up. Adis, you come back with various animals. Badiv
Great.
helps you actually. He picks up one of the carcasses and kind of like helps you carry them the rest of the way into the wherever you are going to butcher and prepare these creatures.
Wait, so it's just a bunch of small creatures, right?
Yeah.
God
Nothing
damn it.
big.
Okay.
I mean, like you could
That he just suspiciously effortlessly raises.
I mean, no, he doesn't raise anything from the dead or anything.
No. I mean, like, picks up something heavy that's
Oh.
suspiciously strong.
I mean, no, he doesn't. You know,
I give him some mushroom liquor.
he takes a sniff and politely declines.
Damn it.
Why does everything taste like ash?
So you go about skinning these.
It was actually holy water.
You go about skinning these things, preparing them for the meal and whatever.
Olive's going to stand on the far side of the fire.
Yeah, you know, Badiv helps as best he can, which he's not necessarily very good at this sort of thing. So he kind of like takes a step back and offers to like get rid of the scraps. Because that's about all he's good for.
Greg, have you gone through any more of those bags and notes?
It can be. I'm not
Please.
useful for cooking. I can go in the
I
tent
mean-
and be looking.
Yeah, when
I would
you
love
like
to find out more
set
of
up the
what's going
tent,
on down
Badiv
there.
is very impressed. He is like, that is surely a marvel.
Right? It's pretty cool. Okay, bye. In the tent.
Cool. So you're doing that. Everybody give me a perception check.
Oof, Jesus. Nope.
Allure.
God damn it. All these
Feeling very
ones.
perceptive.
Okay,
15.
cool. All right. Yeah, the stuff goes into the pot stew rice, whatever, and you cook up some tasty victuals.
Oh yeah, we have the rice. We have a lot of rice.
You do.
All the rice.
The goblins were very happy that you bought that rice.
It's forever if it's in the void.
You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
There's no moisture. I don't
Yep.
think
And
so.
slightly less than forever if it's not.
Yeah. So you all eat. Badiv tries the rice stew mash that you've created here. Takes a bite. Looks like he forcefully swallows it. Adis, you pick up on that. And then he just kind of like puts the bowl down.
Is my cooking not good either?
Weird question.
I'm sorry, I'm sure it tastes very good, but whatever they have done to me appears to have made my taste buds quite strange. Perhaps it
It's
is.
COVID.
I'm sorry. I do not know what that is. Perhaps it is linked to this tongue thing that they have done to me.
That's true.
I mean,
Damaged
maybe-
tongue might damage your taste buds.
Would it help if I took that out? It looks kind of painful. Or at least it gets in the way.
I do not feel pain from it or anything like that.
But
I
maybe
could-
it's messing with your taste. We could remove it.
This is going to sound strange, but I could try to identify what it is. However, I will have to touch it for a moment.
Make a persuasion check, Spoot.
Can I stick my hand in your mouth?
With a 12,
I haven't washed my claws in weeks, but
he looks at you a little unsure.
he
I
identifies all
am
of our magic items.
hesitant to stick my tongue out for a very long sense of time. It is quite uncomfortable.
It wouldn't be a very long time. I could make it last a very short time, actually. I can do it much shorter than the last time I used this spell.
I see that face, Sarah. I'm hearing
Well-
the joke in my head.
Very well, then.
Okay, I have to do it now. If he presents the tongue and the gem that is inside it,
Yep.
Spoot will delicately touch it so he can cast Identify. Oh, I'll need the pearl back from you.
Yeah, here you go.
Knock on the 10.
All right, you take the pearl, you mutter the incantations, and touch the thing. You're doing this as an action. Mark off the spell slot.
Correct.
And you touch this stone, and your mind is blasted by arcane energy. You don't take any
Ow.
damage, but you feel just strength and power and intensity and a total and complete utter lack of purpose. It
Give me
is
that gem.
it is purely power, and you feel like there are dual aspects to it. It is something that is so in tune with the arcane and something so powerful that you have never seen anything like this before. The spell reveals to you that it is an item that you have no reference for. It is almost as if it is a fragment of pure magic.
Oh hell.
Put that thing back where it came from.
Oh, Arthur, help me!
So help me!
No, you hear Spook whisper "my precious" as he proceeds to rip it out of his mouth.
Not that.
Okay, no, sorry. All jokes aside, Spook is, I think his eyes are as wide as they can physically go. He removes his hand from the gem, and he goes and sits down somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Greg is in the tent reading. Damn it!
And
Damn it!
I think I'm going to just say, I'm sorry. I need a moment
Process.
to process some things, and I'm gonna be right over here.
Badiv looks at
And
you.
Spoot is gonna go away.
What do you mean, Mr. Spoot? Surely you were able to divine something.
Um, my mind is very cloudy right now, and I just have to sort through some of the information
Make
that
a
I
deception
received.
check.
But I mean,
Spook just got a really big download, and he has poor connection right now.
sorry, was that a deception check or a
Mhm.
perception check?
Deception.
Deception. Oh, this is gonna go well.
A reception check?
Natural 20.
Double natural 20.
Wow. A 500% chance on a double nat 20, and you did it. Well done. Or a 1 in 500 chance, whatever it
weird
is.
roll.
Yeah.
What a weird roll to land that on.
Wonderful crit. Gotta love it.
Perfect though.
I've got it in chat, throwing up those crit emotes. Gotta love it.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Badiv just kind of nods. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I hope you can sort through whatever answers you received in due time.
Me too. And Spook is gonna go find somewhere to meditate and pray for a moment.
I think we all need to pray right now.
Meanwhile, Greg is beautiful minding in the tent. Papers everywhere. Like
Greg's
Yeah,
doing what Greg does best.
Greg, what
the flying books are like
what are you
thumping
what are you
beside
reading?
them.
Everything.
Like
I-
what specifically are you reading for right now?
I
well,
told
so
Greg to
he
go
took
find
his
something.
notes. I think that Greg will pull out. It'll be like the packs. I imagine that Greg like looked at all the notes, put them back in the pack that came from, and like each pack and their notes will be like laid out. And I might also have I'll pull out the journal and the 5 books that we didn't look too closely. It's just like I'm looking at all the notes and books and like beautiful minding, just like reading a little here. What's this one? Okay, that's kind of like this, and this is the one that was this, and like categorizing, trying to see if there's any connections that we missed.
Cool. Give me an investigation check.
Okay. 26.
26. Very good. Cool. So yeah, you're able to sort these notes pretty quickly. It seems like they had done a cursory investigation on the top layer of the ruins before they discovered this inverted temple. They too were curious as to why there were no fragments of skeletons or people or anything like that. Like there was no remains anywhere, but obviously structures were built here. The notes beyond what you kind of skimmed through talk about how in researching various delicately researching various books from that library, they deduced that these people had an idea that they could create either a way to combat the spell, the arcane spell storms, or someone who was resistant to it by using the power of the spell storms themselves. And with a 26, I will also tell you that you find a translated journal entry from one of the books that they were researching that talks about them recovering a fragment.
The researchers, like the archaeologists,
No,
or
the,
like
the archaeologist translated a
inhabitants?
log that says the people who lived there recovered a fragment. And they were hoping to use the fragment to augment the subject.
Right. I think I remember seeing that. Yeah, I think I wrote that down. Okay, and then the other books and stuff. Okay.
Yeah. But that's as deep as you get into for right now.
Okay.
But yeah, you all are feeling very exhausted. You've had a very long day. You did some fighting.
Ghost watches.
I'll put everything away and then I'm gonna go find Spoot, and I want to go on walk with Spoot.
Okay. Probably a good idea
Knows
since he
book
can't see in the
things.
dark.
Also true. But Spoot also knows book things.
Greg, can I borrow that book, Tusk Love?
Yeah, which one is that? Is that the one that hit you in the face?
I don't think that one was that was one of the aggressive pornos, was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Pretty sure it was.
okay, never mind.
Maybe
So,
you just need to tickle it.
did you take out the books that you bound and everything?
I would have I would have pulled them out because I didn't see what they were. I don't think. I think everyone was
All
like,
right.
"Here, have."
So
this book."
one of the books that is all tied up is not moving at all.
Okay.
The other books that Adis brought are just there.
They're not like fighting the restraints.
No. As soon as you pull out and like your hand is on the book that's tied up, that first book, it starts shaking and attempting to fly, and it looks like it's trying to break out of its bonds.
But
Cool.
that back where it came from, Marcel, help me.
um.
You get the sense that maybe it responds to being touched.
Interesting. Interesting. I'll keep
However,
that trick in-
however, the other three books that Adis like beat up and knocked out are not responding. They're damaged heavily, but they're
I
just
didn't beat them up that bad.
Books. How many hit points do you think they have?
is there are any
I
of them
don't know.
like titles of interest for any?
they're all pretty
reason?
smutty.
Okay, that's right. They're all smut. Okay, I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah,
and then
those
there were
four books are
5
smut.
I wrote down 4 flying smut books,
Mhm.
5 good condition books, 1 journal about Lycos.
Oh Jesus!
Cool. So yeah, so you decide to go talk to Spoot. Are you two taking the first watch then?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Badiv doesn't look. He says he's not feeling very tired, and he's just going to stay up as well. But he just kind of like goes off on the other side of the fire and just kind of stares up at the sky. He kind of like lays down in the grass and just kind of looks up. So yeah, Grig and Spoot, you are up on watch.
I looked at some stuff. I need you to read this.
What did you find?
Read it. I find the page.
Spoot reads.
Yeah. You
Grig-
you
Grig
read the
can't lie with
translation of
shit.
that stuff.
Greg does not want to talk about it out loud.
Yeah, in
Fair
the
enough.
firelight, you read that translation of the journal entry.
You know stuff.
I see. Spoot's eyes get wide again. Thinks for a moment. We'll point to the word and then point to his tongue.
Greg will nod.
I can't tell you what it was that I identified because I don't know. But it was frightening. And I think perhaps the quicker we return to Seda, the better. Spoot's trying to like talk quietly. I don't know if it's working.
Okay.
I can hear you, so that's working.
Okay.
I mean, you can make a stealth check to see if you can like just talk quietly.
Oh Lord, watch me roll a 1 and just blurt out, "Danger!"
Danger, Will Robinson, danger.
I mean, you
have
and
one
Grig,
robot
are
already.
in on this together, so you can do it at advantage.
Okay, fair.
Sure.
Oh,
Oh, there you
Like,
go.
hunkered over
Great,
notes.
a 19. Yeah, you two
Okay.
are being quiet on the one
Hunkered over
side.
notes.
Yeah. Just to anyone who like looks over, it sounds like you're talking about what's in the books.
it doesn't appear that Badir has any.
Badiv.
Sorry. I keep spelling it correctly, but saying it
Badir.
wrong.
Oh, and give me
So-
a perception check as well, because you're technically on watch. So.
Oof. Yeah.
I will help you.
You should probably
Okay, nice
say.
to look at
Otherwise,
him.
it would be at disadvantage with it. No, it didn't go. Oh.
Oh, good.
right.
I'm shook. I'm not
Well-
percepting.
Yeah, no, you do not. With a 6-7, you don't see a damn.
As long as the div
Y-
is still there, that's all I care about.
You can make a perception check as well, Greg, if you want.
Oh my god. Not that.
Okay.
He's gone.
11.
You don't see him, but you know he's lying down in the grass. So, and the grass is tall. Like it's not like little grass. It's like mid thigh. It's over your head.
Anyone seen
Oliver
that?
Adis is getting drained right now.
Anyone seen that that movie Silver Bullet based on one of the Stephen King novels? It's got a great scene in tall grass. Anyway, so Spook will continue to talk, and then I think maybe after he finishes his piece, realize that perhaps we should actually watch. So what was I saying? Oh, yes, basically that I don't think Petit himself has any evil or malign intentions, but I don't know what he's capable of with the object that has been placed inside him. And it may be something that they have no control over.
Yoinks. Where'd he
Yes,
go, by the
I
way?
think-
Is he still over there?
Um,
I'll like lift my head out of the books.
Yeah, you don't see him.
Perhaps we should just do a little walk around the camp and check on everything and see if we can casually bump into him.
Sure, I can't see anything.
Would it be better if we went together?
Okay.
I can't see in the dark, but perhaps if you were on my shoulders.
Well, here, come here. Why not? Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Never mind, I lied.
No,
I'll guide you, sort of.
I could just put you on my shoulders, maybe. Then you can see above the
Okay.
grass.
So,
Yeah, let's do that.
So here's the thing, Greg. You could make a straight investigation check, but defect would not give you, or sorry, Spoot would not give you advantage in this case
Mm-hmm.
because he cannot see in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
Or Spoot could make an investigation check, but it would be a straight roll because he would have disadvantage and you would be granting the advantage, so it would be a straight roll. So either of you can make a straight roll, but
Yeah, I have an idea. Perhaps, and I'll say this to Greg, perhaps I can just announce to Badiv that I will be casting light to do a sweep of the campsite, and I hope not to disturb them. And as
Do
long
that.
as there's no oppositions, that's what I'll do. I'll just say out loud, well, not terribly loud as to wake anyone sleeping, but Badiv, if you're over there, I'm going to take a look around the camp, and I need to cast some light, and I hope that it does not disturb you like it did earlier. And I will cast light, and we will see what we can see.
And he didn't answer.
you cast light,
And he didn't answer.
and from the darkness, you do whatever you think you need to. It's fine with me.
Great. How is it over there? Are you resting at all? And I will kind of walk toward him as I say this.
Make another perception check for me at disadvantage.
There's some really let's see, perception.
Yeah.
Oh. I trip.
Ooh, double nat ones.
Oh.
You are
It's only
unable.
fitting.
You are unable to tell what direction that those words came from.
I will I will like point back to Greg that I'll make like a motion like I'm gonna circle the camp.
I will plop in front of the door of the tent.
I will begin to just encircle the camp and try to speak again to Adib. And
Okay.
what else? I'll say, are you finding that the night air and the light from the moon is much more acceptable than the sun was earlier?
I had not seen light in so long that it must have been a trick of my eyes, but seeing the stars once again is very refreshing.
I forget to look up at it sometimes. I forget just how beautiful it is. I think in our travels, I'm so busy looking down at the terrain. It's kind of amazing, isn't it? That the sky stays the same regardless of where you are.
Uh,
Basically, I'm just like talking to see if
yeah,
I can get them to keep
Badiv
talking.
stands up in the grass right next to you.
Oh, oof, sorry. I have trouble
Indeed,
seeing out here.
no, it's all right. Do not worry about it. But I agree, it is nice to just look at the stars every so often. It's weird. I know that so much time has passed, but the sky looks almost identical. As though, even though things changed here on the ground, the heavens have not altered but one iota.
Does Spook interpret that as something is different about the sky and he can tell? Or if he's being poetic and saying that I'm glad this hasn't changed?
Make an insight check.
Alphabets,
Yeah.
alphabets.
With a
Yeah, never has
25,
talking been so
nice.
stressful.
With a 25, he's doing both. Like, he's being poetical about the fact that there's something different in the stars, but not so much that it has changed everything.
What is it about? Well, I'll start by saying it's relieving to know, isn't it, that some things remain unchanged. But I sense there's something you obviously notice about this sky. What is it that appears different from your time? I'm curious.
He points over to the far north of the sky. Says, "That blue streak in the sky there. Never noticed it before."
Hmm. Uh, Out of
And
character.
where he points, Spoot, you don't see anything.
Um. Hmm. You know, speaking of tricks being played on the eyes, I don't know if it's just my inability to see uh, in the night, but I can't see anything over there that's blue, I'm afraid.
Oh, well, I must say that is might interesting. It's just a kind of blue, deep blue, sort of floating wiggle.
That sounds very interesting and perhaps a bit beautiful.
I mean, it seems to be up amongst the heavens. It does not seem like it is flying in the sky towards us or anything.
Oh, yes, I think I understand. Wow, interesting. And can Spoot take note of? I mean, I'm not an astronomer. Spoot's not an astronomer, but like of where it might be and what? Are there any like major constellations or anything nearby that might act as a guide?
Yeah, you can kind of rough in where in the sky he's pointing. That's pretty easy.
Okay. I'll Spoot will remember that, and we'll make a note later when he has some light, maybe perhaps right before bed.
Mhm.
And well, Spoot will just return. Yeah, well, I these eyes are not very good in the darkness, so I suppose it's just something I'm missing out on. I'm afraid. Well, I don't know if you intend to rest or if I'm keeping you from trying, but I'm gonna go about my watch and check on the rest of the camp, and we'll take a few shifts in the night.
Of course, I understand. It is much appreciated that y'all released me from my prison and also have allowed me to see the sky once again.
Well, I hope that come sunrise, you'll be a little more accustomed to the light and the outside.
Oh, I'm sure I'll be fine.
But I'm very glad that you were able to see the sky again. And I will go back and see if Greg is still at the tent door.
Cool. So you start heading back. Cool. So Greg, you're just hanging out at the front of the tent, right?
Basically, in case of hearing any screams or strange sounds, I will wake up everyone.
Cool.
Greg is suspect. Super
Yeah.
sus.
Cool. So yeah, you are sitting there. You can't really see or hear Spoot and Badiv's conversation. They're off somewhere. Like Badiv, when he stood up to you, Spoot, like you were beyond the ring of the camp of firelight. Like he had wandered out into the grass to kind of just, be there and kind of just see it and experience it. Because it's been a while. But yeah, Greg.
I was
Oh.
just gonna say I'm kind of surprised they didn't ask me about the gem, and I'm still debating on whether I'm gonna tell them anything. But they didn't ask yet, so
No, you told him that you had to sort through some stuff, so he's taking you at your word.
oh, that's not a lie. I definitely am gonna do some more praying tonight. But anyway, back to Greg.
Cool, yeah. So Greg, you're hanging out there. They're having their conversation. Everything's fine. You don't see anything. You don't hear anything. Until you feel something sharp bite into the side of your neck.
Yep.
And you take 8 piercing damage
Cool.
and 19 necrotic damage.
Hells to the yes.
Holy shit!
What is
And-
8 plus 19?
27.
27.
Thanks.
And your maximum hit points are reduced by 19.
Oh.
This happened while I was talking to Badiv?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, do I get to gurgle?
That's where we're going to end
And-
tonight's game.
God, son of a.
Knew it.
So, yeah, that's where we're going to end tonight's game, everybody.
All right, good night.
Hey.
Closes the laptop.
I'm out.
Yeah,
Rage quit.
Greg feels horrible, horrible pain on the side of their neck, and just and you felt your life essence drain from you, in taking this damage from whatever this damage was. 'Twas not enjoyable. And
Yep. Still happening, in fact, in
Yeah.
game time.
And actually,
Yeah.
at the same time, Greg, you also feel claws dig into your side as if to grab a hold of you.
For sure. Makes sense. Yep.
And you take another 9 points of slashing damage.
Cool.
But yeah,
My death.
so that's where we will pick up next week here on Newly Forged. Figure out who we're going to raid here. Meanwhile, we'll go around and say goodbyes. Thank you to Owner of 2 Dogs. I've got it. Ferondolin, you're all pretty awesome for hanging out in chat tonight. Much appreciated. But yeah, let's go around to say our goodbyes. Plug anything you want to plug. If you're like visiting on someone's stream or you have a podcast or whatever, go for it. Let's start up in this corner with Defect.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Mike, and I will see you next week. We will all see you.
Very
Maybe someone will not be here. Come find out next week.
cool. Yeah, and let's go down then to Greg.
That's me. I'm Amber. I play Krieg. Hashtag Griefect. I haven't got anything to plug today, but I will once again do the social media plug for us. Follow Newly Forged on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We also have the YouTube channel where we, every Monday, I believe, update with our newest episodes. You can catch up all the backlog, all those inside jokes that we make, and lots of good puns.
Absolutely. Very cool. Very cool. Next, we go over to Olive.
Oh, hey, that's me. I am Sarah, and I have been Olive. And I'm going to keep on plugging the Kingdom of Grimsby books, which are a standalone campaign in the 5e world. They are available on drivethrurpg.com. And they're written by a friend of mine, and you get to be, in the current one, you get to be Snow White's dwarves.
Wonderful.
And she's writing another one in which you get to be woodland creatures. So
Very cool.
check out The Kingdom of Grimsby by Cattail Press at drivethrurpg.com.
Awesome. And Adis. Oh, you're muted, buddy.
You're muted.
He was just screaming into the void.
Always. I mean, that's what I've been doing with this whole situation. Thanks for watching, guys.
I could see your tension throughout the whole episode. It was great.
I just want to throw my shit across the room because it's so obvious. But my character has no fucking clue.
Great. And then we'll move up to Spook.
That's it. That's the outro. Oh, my character has no fucking clue. Ah!
The outro is us stay throwing our laptops across the
Get out of here.
No, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it, because if I was watching, that'd be pretty interesting. But I'm not. I'm living it, and so it's scary. Tune in next week. Oh, and good night. And, nothing to plug except for vaccines.
Yeah. Very cool. Wonderful. Well, I have been Jared. I have been your dungeon master here this evening. Thank you very much for joining us all. And we'll see you here next week. If you want some informational podcasting, Matt and I have our Mid-Level Adventurers podcast to check out. And we're going to raid the DAT network. They're doing some fun stuff over there, some tabletop RPGs. So hop in if you want. Shout Newly Rated, because why not? And we'll see you all next week here on Nuuli Forged, where we'll find out what the hell bit Grig. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.